I was 10 and 11, like Dookie was a funny word, and
Yeah.
and then when I was in high school, they were releasing like the greatest hits and American Idiot and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So it was kind of like a fun little thing that me and my friends all did in high school. So
Yeah. It's a good band. It's a good band. I listened to Kerplunk and Dookie like back to back one year. Like it wasn't that long ago, but just to refresh my memory on him, those are really good albums. Really good. But
yeah, yeah, he was a good singer, and they had some good music and some good
yeah.
input. I mean, it's not high end stuff or stuff that bends the mold, but it's good.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I understand what you mean by that, but it's very very catchy, certainly, and they've done some good stuff for sure. It was kind of oh, we're on the air, guys. We are on the air. Look at this.
We are, yeah. I see.
Love this. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sandwich Show. Welcome back, everybody. We hope you are having a good week so far. My name is Davy. I talk about sandwiches and other stuff, and as you just heard as we came in, our guest tonight will do the same thing with us. And so we encourage all of you, if you're joining us here on the chat, to pull up a chair, enjoy the ride here as we chat a little bit about foods near and far. And at the bottom of the hour, which is actually not that far from now because we started a little late, we will have the sandwich of the week. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. And if you aren't joining us live, we appreciate you tuning in on the VOD. That's really cool. Cool that they have VODs. I think it's really good. So I don't want to waste any more time. Let's introduce our guest. And he is a great gamer in his own right, and has an incredible following. 3.2 at least 3,000 followers on Twitch. Pretty sweet. And he, of course, would be TurboSwim. How's it going, Swimming tonight?
It's going good. It's going good. No complaints today. Just enjoying music and a couple of gamers,
Mm-hmm.
and that now I'm here. So not a bad Tuesday. There's worse things to be doing.
Yeah, definitely. I hear you there. This is it's a lot of the thing about Twitch that's really fun is that it's a lot of exploration, and I really enjoy the discuss. I mean, I just joined Twitch like 2 months ago. And I think we should start with your story because you're an environmental scientist by day. You stream, when you're not at work, checking out the many mysteries of environmental science that I kind of want to learn more about. But what was your journey to Twitch?
So I started Twitch back in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a little bit before that, I was on it before I actually joined, but there was this really cool game called Hearthstone that launched right around that time, and I was like, I played a lot of Magic. It's online, it's free to play. Let me jump into this and see what I can do. So I started jumping in. I was having fun. I started following the pro scene, which back then was just community games that people were coming together and tournaments that people were putting together. Um, and I was able to get hooked up with a team called Don't Kick My Robot as their community manager. So occasionally you'll see, like in my Discord and a couple other places, I have this robot with a footprint on his forehead. That was our actual logo. So I started right in 2014, right in the pro scene, right as Twitch was first becoming this big thing with people like Forzen,
Mm-hmm.
was a big one at that time. Reckful
Yep.
was huge at that time, and that's kind of where all those old followers come from. I don't think any of them are active anymore,
Oh,
based
really?
on what Twitch tells me, but
Wow.
um, I was in with those guys, and Firebat, if you're a Hearthstone player, he was on our team for a little bit. So it was all these like really big guys. The only one that I wish I ever got a chance to meet and actually talk to was Disguised Toast. I never got to meet him, but Most of the other big streamers and stuff from that era, I have met through online. I don't know them personally or anything like that, but
Hmm.
I got to at least be in chats with them, and it's really cool. A lot of them are actually really nice people.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean that's my impression of everyone that's been on Twitch so far too. Like all you guys are nice. You're very nice to me, and Tim Tam the week before was as well. Erin says hi. She's in the chat.
Hey,
Hi, Erin.
Aaron, good to see you.
It's good to
Sorry for making you put up with me in chat all the time as a mod.
That's pretty funny. So I didn't realize you've been on Twitch since 2014. So you're a legacy guy. Like you've been there since almost the beginning of the service, right?
Yeah, so it was about a year and a half old when I first started. Back then, raids didn't exist.
Wow.
Like none of this, no, there was like 10 emotes back then.
Like for the whole thing?
Yeah, for the whole thing.
Wow.
Like Kappa was one, and the doo 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 sandstorm was
Hmm.
one. A matter of fact, I looked through them, and a lot of the emotes don't even make sense anymore. And I talk to people, and they have no clue, like where that doo 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 comes from. But back in the day, if you remember, like 2012, 2013, whenever you'd go to YouTube or something, and somebody would ask what that song was, the meme was to just post "Sandstorm" by Darude, and that's where that emote comes
Oh,
from.
really?
So anytime a song played on Twitch, you would just, oh, that's Sandstorm.
I,
But yeah, it was kind of a dark age. Like the chats weren't nearly as nice.
mm,
Um, there was no subbing. There was no that whole affiliate program didn't exist. They did technically have partners back then, but it was basically just Twitch one day randomly came to you and said, "Hey, we'll let you make some money off the ads if you want."
hmm.
But yeah, there was nothing like it was now.
Yeah, it's really grown a lot, and I can imagine that the journey of gaming in its own right has just been quite wild. Aaron says, "Oh shush, Swimmy, we love you in chat." I would reciprocate that. You're fun to be. You're fun. You're a fun time in
I,
the chat.
I try to keep it fun, and I try to give. The thing I learned a long time ago was the best thing you can do is give somebody else content.
Hmm.
So I always try to like make it fun and like even if the streamer ends up banning me, it's still good content.
Yeah.
Um, it usually leads to pretty funny stuff. And if something goes over the line or something like that, I find that the mods, especially in the music community, are great, and they'll whisper you or they'll work with you. So I can't complain, but I really love having fun on Twitch and the community of Twitch and gaming. It brings me back to playing GoldenEye. You'd have four people on the couch. Hopefully, you did this, Davey.
I
You
remember
have the
that
four
game.
people on the
Oh, that's
couch,
my high school
and
jam.
you're all
Yeah.
you're all like playing, and and then you switch to Mario Kart. So
Hmm.
I always really loved that growing up. So Twitch is kind of just me still being 12 years old.
So N64 was your jam, yeah? Because that was like my high school. Those were my high school years. We'd go to my friend's house. We'd play. We'd be quarter. It would be GoldenEye, Quarterback Club, and then yeah, Mario Kart 2, Mario Kart 64. So those are good party games. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's basically it was like middle school, high school for me. Yeah, that's what we would do.
Hmm.
We'd also do like Mario Party was big. Worms World Party we did for a while,
Yeah.
and a couple of other computer games that we started getting into.
Mario Party. I forgot about them. Yeah, that was another one too. So
Mario Party 2 is where it's at. That's all I'm
nice,
saying.
nice, good times.
I think there's versions you can play online. Just
Yeah.
just go for it.
Okay.
Oh,
Yep.
somebody remembers Justin TV.
Yeah, that's our
That's
friend.
before me. That's crazy.
That was a while ago for sure. Justin
I met
TV. Wow.
I met a streamer a couple weeks ago who started on Justin TV.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, one of the gamers. Yeah,
Okay.
he's I can't remember his name, and I lost the channel, and I want to find it again.
That is funny. Yeah. So RKO, yeah, you're definitely an OG if you can remember that. And I think I vaguely remember some Justin TV. Like, that was kind of like around the time that YouTube came out, right? So it's like they were competing with each other.
Yeah, well, I think when Justin came out, they were really the only like live streaming, like real option for most people.
Ah, yeah.
I think there was a couple other ones, but I don't think anything else was as big as that. And the funny thing is, when it was Justin TV, it was just like live streaming. Like they had artists and they had music, it wasn't nearly as big, but they had people like that, and
Hmm.
magicians and performers, and also gamers. And then the gaming side took off, and they switched over to Twitch, and that's when it became gaming focused. And
Yeah.
I think it's so funny to see it go full circle back
Ah, yeah, yeah.
to what it is now. I do worry how post pandemic, if some of the artists and musicians jump off platform. But I'm hoping that at this point it's become part of what they want to do. So, and it doesn't change too much because the community is great right now.
Yeah.
I think for the most part, Twitch is in a really good spot on that stuff. You can talk about hot tub meta and all that stupid stuff going on in the big channels. And you know what? When you have primarily teenagers and people in their 20s trying to become something and figure out how to entertain, you're going to have stuff like that. And I don't think that's ever going to be, completely gone. But I think judging Twitch by that little bit really misses out on so much.
Yeah, I think you raise a very interesting concern that I mirror. I am curious as to what will happen now that things are opening up again, and guys who are out of work out of work doing piano bar gigs, or are now able to go back to the piano bars and do their thing. And so I think some of the streamers that we follow have addressed this. They've talked about how they're still going to do stuff during the week, and they can try to mix a little bit of both. I hope that's the case. But
Yeah.
certainly, it's a very interesting world. Like you said, like all these guys that we follow, and I think the notable ones, the Brookstone Bars is like a big one. Danny K's channel, Human Juke, is a big one. Justin, Evelyn, Laura, Mark, all these guys, almost all of them started like a year ago. That's what's so funny. So like, it definitely was a function of the pandemic, and now you wonder, well, now what happens? Like once things are starting to get back to normal.
Yeah. But I think we'll be okay because as Aaron pointed out, there's a lot of them have addressed it and said, yeah, we're still going to do stuff. But I like watching SJ Creative. I don't know if you guys ever make it over there. But the cool thing she started doing is she's actually taken her phone and she's just live streaming her live gigs.
Oh, right.
So you get like a front row seat to her gig, and she lives, 12 hours south of me. So like I'm never gonna get to see her live, but I can pop on here and see her, playing for a crowd and still talk to everybody in chat. Yeah, she's not interacting, but you know, all my friends are still there in chat. All the mods I see on a daily basis are still there. So I'm hoping that that continues and the communities kind of, continue on even without the streamer being like right there talking to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think there's definitely a scenario where you could see the convergence of the two live and like Twitch, and it's exciting too because it means that they're going to be able to make regular money again. I think from these gigs, and I think there's definitely an avenue. I mean, obviously some of these folks have made a lot of money doing the gift subs and whatever, but I don't know how much. Like I have no feel for how that is, and you as a streamer may have a better feel for it. Like when you talk about gift subs and so on, like, how does that work?
I'll tell you this, as far as it depends on each streamer, especially the partners, because they can negotiate certain terms and things like that. I think most of them don't. I think most of the music streamers wouldn't have that knowledge and would just kind of go along with whatever Twitch gives them, per se. But the way it works out, or at least for me right now so far, is you get about $2 for every gift sub.
Okay.
It's a 50-50 split by the time they take out other things and taxes.
Mm-hmm.
It's about $2, $1.50 sometimes. And then the ad revenue is about 3 or if somebody watches a whole ad, the whole 20-second ad. So it's some, but it's not as much as you would think. So I think the donations really help them, is what I will say.
Ooh.
And because it goes to them direct, and all they're paying is the taxes or the PayPal fee if they have it set up as a business. But so that's the one thing I will say helps out a lot, probably more than the streamers will say, is the direct donations. But But the other big thing is, I think people put too much, like emphasis on raids, on things that Twitch set up, and all the hype trains. And the important thing to remember is, I love Twitch, and please don't ban me for this, but everything that they have is set up for them to make money, which is great because I do want the people who run Twitch and Amazon, whatever, without them, without all the coding in the background, you don't have the service. But as far as people actually making a living on Twitch, it's probably 0.001% streamers.
Yeah.
To give you an idea, I looked up Katie's Voice Unmuted stream and like Samantha Taylor, who are just newly partnered. And based on the number of live streams in the last month, they are in the top 0.04% of people on Twitch. So, and neither of them are making millions of dollars. They are making, they're making enough to live off of, a couple thousand a month, probably. I don't want to, speak for them or give away how much they're making, but, what a normal salary for a person who worked a 40-hour job, they might be coming close to. And, that's a very tough thing to do. It took them, a long time to get there. And it's not consistent, from month to month either. So I would say the biggest thing you can do is don't worry about subbing. It's great if you can. Do it because it adds to the community and everything. But the most important thing you can do is just show up and be there for the ad revenue and be there for the views for them. Because that's ultimately how they're gonna make money going on. Like, I don't think people realize just lurking and viewing a stream is so important towards to everything. Yeah.
Wow.
It sounds silly, but it's just like the radio. All that ad revenue that they're making on the radio is based on how many people fill out those surveys that say that's the morning show that they listen to.
This is such an incredible amount of knowledge. I think your experience on Twitch is really given you a really good perspective, and that's an awesome point. Because I was gonna ask tonight, like, which one was more valuable: donations, gift subs, or bits. I knew it wasn't bits because bits is like comical. Like, you probably get like a fraction of that percent.
Yeah. So for every 100, you get about $1-ish. Okay. If Twitch decides to give you that day. I'm on my stream, it's like sometimes I get it and sometimes I actually have to open up a ticket and ask them why it's so varied actually. But yeah, but you get it, like, so 100 bits I think is like $1.40, and I think the streamer ends up getting about $1.80 of that or something like that.
Yeah. Cool.
But I mean it all adds up. And every little bit helps. But I'm just pointing out that, like, every time you see a hype train or something like that, keep in mind that Twitch has developed that one to get you to give, because who doesn't want to be part of a hype train and enjoy that? I do it sometimes too. I start them just because they're so much fun. Watching the streamer, watching people give, like, it's a lot of fun. And you get caught up in it. Which is great for the streamer and Twitch, but just keep in mind, like, all that stuff is there for Twitch to make money. The subs, affiliate. A matter of fact, in most cases, if you looked at like what the affiliate offers, like in a real business world, no businessman would be like, yes, I will be an affiliate.
Interesting. It makes sense. All right. I mean, obviously Twitch has to make money. How would they have been around as long as they have been without that? I got to give you some shout outs. Okay. So Aaron's comment earlier that TurboSwim referenced says, I feel like we may see some musicians less often, but I don't think they'll fully leave Twitch. And I think the way I view that is similar to a podcast. It's the same idea. Literally the same thing. People on podcasts, when they have a big podcast, the podcast does not make that much money. It's just a vehicle for you to get to their other venues, whether it's a live show or whether it's a TV show or something else that's on a bigger media venue. So I feel the same. But I feel like they'll still be around because it's a good promotional vehicle. It's a really good promotional vehicle. Fitness Gal says hello. J Tal says hello. Hi, guys. How's it going? Good to have you back. Say hello to Say hello to Swimmy. if you got a question for him, ask it right now. We will do random questions officially in just a bit, but say hi.
Oh yeah. Feel free to. I have the chat open, so I can see a little
Oh,
bit.
okay, see you too. Okay, yeah. So it's really cool to see you guys checking in again. I really appreciate y'all. It's so much fun to do a show like this when you've got the chat, and I think you would know. I mean, when you're doing your stream, I mean, it must. I don't know what you average in terms of number of viewers, but I feel like it's a good steady amount, and that's great because then you can always have people,
Yeah.
chatting with
So
you.
I average 5 right now. It's not the same 5 throughout the whole stream, but
Yeah.
I average about 5. And the thing that touches me most is it's generally you guys. It's you guys from the music community. You're
Mhm.
checking in. You're seeing what I'm doing. Some of you will just lurk. Some of you come in and joke with me, and it's a lot of fun. Um, and that's the whole reason I wanted to stream was to hang out with people that I was meeting in chat and say hello and talk to you guys and joke around. So I can't complain. Would I love to have 100 viewers? Yeah, but I'd rather have 5 like sincere viewers who are there for 5 or 10 minutes and really excited about it than have a bunch.
No, I hear that. I mean, and I think a lot, like our favorite channels seem to average. It's not like they're averaging like thousands of viewers either. It's like there's usually probably about a couple dozen or even like 30 or 40 on a typical stream. So I feel like that is the happy zone because if it's like huge, like I don't know if you've experienced like 300 and 400 people in the chat in a chat. I can't even
So
imagine
I
that.
think I think the most I've ever been in a chat and tried to chat was 12K. And
Wow.
at that point, it's just moving, and there's no real conversations between people. It's just people just shouting out random things
Yeah.
or reacting to things that are going on screen.
Yeah.
Um, but I find it depends on the streamer a little bit too. Um, I was in Woofabell's stream, and she averages about 1,000 viewers or so. Um, she became really big during Among Us, and her streams move almost at like the same speed of like Danny Allard's or something like that with 200 or 300, which is still a lot, but you can actually still have some conversations in there, and that's pretty neat. And then I've been in other ones like even when Ludwig has only a couple thousand people at like the beginning of his stream, before it ramps up, you can't get anything in his.
I gotcha. Yeah, I mean it's a tribute to their ability to attract an audience, so that's always very cool. So I think I've seen it. I've seen all the levels. I've seen like ones where there's only like 5 people in there. I feel bad. I'm like, let me get in there at least say hello. So and then I've seen others where it's like 500 people in the chat in this on the stream. I'm like, wow. So so Swami, let me ask you this. Okay, so a couple of questions. Number one, um, what were the first channels you remember seeing during this entire like music revolution? Like I guess prior to 2020, you saw none because it doesn't seem like there would have. Maybe you might have seen one or two artists, but or who are some of the first notable names you remember from Twitch music?
So Twitch music, I didn't know anything about Twitch music. I had actually taken a break from Twitch. I hadn't been on for about a year or two before the pandemic. Um, and back when I was first doing it, I was all, hyper into the games. Like I didn't check anything else out. But I came back randomly one day, and I was looking at different gamers, and one of the gamers that came up was she's actually live now playing games, Darlene, and she does music too, and she has an incredible voice. But she was gaming and singing, and she had this great voice, and I was like, oh, I'll just follow. This is interesting, even though she wasn't a true music streamer.
Mm-hmm.
And because I clicked on her, little did I know, all my recommended channels the next time were going to be the singers. And I just saw voice unmuted and I was like, that's such a weird name. So I clicked on it, and Katie's was the first music stream that I ever clicked on. I didn't know live on music was like a thing thriving on Twitch. And I think like she just started belting, and I was like, who is this girl and how can she do this? Like,
Hmm.
it was just so surprising. Like, I didn't expect it. Um, and I just followed and watched the whole stream. And then she rated, um, forget who she rated the first time. But I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna watch music streamers. And then I went back again because she
Famous
was
last
live, and
words.
I was like, I'll put this on the second tab. And then she was like, oh, I'm gonna rate Josh Turk music.
Hmm.
And I rated over to Josh, and I was hanging out with Josh and making fun of Josh, and he was loving that I was making fun of him. So I went from there, and then I think a couple weeks later she rated Justin and Evelyn, and I was like, that was the first piano bar players I had seen on Twitch, and I was like,
Hmm.
oh, this is awesome. Although to be fair, the first time I saw them, I didn't enjoy them.
Oh, really?
I had to come back a second time, and the second
Ah.
time, the first time it was like a little bit like, they're a little weird, they're a little out there, like
Mhm.
what are they doing? And then the second time, like I caught on like what their energy level is. It's funny. You watch some even gamers, but the musicians particularly, some of them are so laid back and chill, and then others are just full energy all the time.
Right.
And it took me a long time to be able to like both sides.
I see what you mean because there's kind of ebb and flow with some of their shows and so on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
good time. And Josh Turk is a great jazz pianist for sure. I need to watch him more. I do. Let me catch up on chat. Oh, a lot of stuff here. Wow. So, Fitness Gal is on a bike ride as she's watching us. That is impressive, I believe, if I have that read correctly. So I hope the rest of your ride goes well. That's impressive that you can be on Twitch and ride the bike. Now, I think she. Are you like on a bike or is it like an exercise bike, like indoors? Let me know. But
I've seen quite a few bikers who can get out on the road and like with their phones and like they have a a holder or something for it and
yeah,
can kind of ride, and I mean they're not looking at it all the time, but kind of ride and follow.
that's
Yeah.
good job out of all you guys. That's really cool.
Joe plays violin. I love.
Nice.
She does a lot of video game music, and that's right up my alley. The like the Zelda soundtracks and stuff like that.
Oh, I would be down with that. Video game music is really fun for me. Like the classics certainly, and then the newer ones, which I probably would be less familiar with, but still, there's a lot of good music out there.
Yeah. So fitness. Yeah, I did swim in college, but the fun story behind that is, so I was a sophomore in college, and my friend said, "Hey, why don't you join the swim team? You're a lifeguard. You can swim really well. Just join the team. Like, there's no tryouts or anything. It's a small team. Not a big deal." Well, I live here on the Jersey Shore, and the local community college is called Ocean County College. And I just showed up and I just said, okay, I'm just going to swim. I talked to the coach, and he's like, oh, yeah, we need somebody to do distance and stuff like that. It's fine that you don't have any experience. Just start swimming. So I just walked onto this team and just started swimming. I didn't know the competitive strokes. I didn't know anything.
You're
I
speaking
didn't
fitness
I
gal
didn't
language right
understand
here.
that a
Look at this.
distance meant like a mile race.
Yeah.
And I just walked on and just started swimming. And they were ranked fifth in the country. So I'm like,
No
the
way.
the first couple of days, I'm like, oh
Wow.
my God, what did I get myself into? Like, I'm gonna die. We swam 6,000 yards the first practice. Like, the first practice of the season. It was just like, oh no, go ahead, guys, you can do it. And then I realized like everybody around me had been swimming for years. Like when we went to nationals down in Florida at Indian Rivers Community College outside of Miami, it's an outdoor pool and everything. They have Olympians on their team, and I was just like, yeah, I'm not swimming across the pool in 8 seconds. But
It's
I had a
impressive.
lot of fun.
Yeah.
I really miss it. I miss the team. And it got me from the community college. It got me an offer for an academic scholarship to my undergrad and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
it was pretty awesome. But yeah, I swam a little bit, and I miss it. But I wish I was nearly as good as the people I ended up swimming with.
That is still unbelievable. For those of you not familiar with competitive swimming, and I did a little, not like you, but I did like some master swimming, but nothing of that caliber. I was actually going to ask you that question, like because I know since I've known since I learned your name, I'm like, were you a competitive swimmer? And you absolutely were. That's really good. I guess.
Yeah. So my name came about because prior to Twitch, like just prior.
Mm-hmm.
I had gotten really into retro video games and collecting retro video games. One day on stream, I'm gonna have to go into my game room and show everybody all the systems and stuff I have. But my favorite system was the TurboGrafx 16, which nobody's ever heard of. But that was by far my favorite. So I combined that with the swimming, and I got TurboSwim, and I found out that it was available like everywhere.
Wow.
So I've just kept it all of this time, and it's such a unique name. People love it. I've asked if I should change it, and people are like, I'll stop talking to you if you change it." So
super.
So
cool.
it's here to stay, but I really really enjoy it.
All right, so 2 more questions from that, but first let's catch up on chat. So Fitness Gal loves distance swimming. She says, "I love distance swimming so much. Holy smokes! That's amazing." Aaron says, as far as your name, it's an iconic name. Leave it be. 100%.
I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna put that in my description underneath my channel. Iconic name.
That's awesome. That's great. That's awesome, Aaron. And then I think I saw some points that you made about the 5,000 and 12,000 chats, Jade and Aaron. And it's basically to say, Jade says, 12K chats are crazy. It becomes more of a constant stream of reaction without much personal interactions. And Aaron says, you can watch a stream with over 5K and you may as well just close the chat.
I do. Yeah. All the time.
Yeah.
When I watch Saikuno or Arya, I have on my list now who are live, like I'll just close their chats a lot of time and not even pay attention because I'm watching for things they're doing. And a lot of time, like Saikuno's playing Grand Theft Auto 5 with all those high-end streamers and you know they're fooling around and messing around. So a lot of times I just watch those. Saikuno
saying Skyuni.
Yeah. I just think it's funny because it actually just becomes them yelling at the chats, like not paying attention and then yelling at it, and then not paying attention and then yelling at it.
Yeah, it sounds wacky. It sounds chaotic in so many ways.
But a lot of times I really like the content that you're doing, so I'll watch it. But to be honest, I now spend all of my time just looking up new music streamers and seeing what they're doing and experiencing that way more than the gaming side.
Interesting.
Now the gaming side, I look for people I've either met here or a couple other people I know who are, you know, smaller, mid-size, who I can actually interact with and kind of play games with and stuff like that.
That's rad. TurboSwim's our guest. You can see him here on that side of the screen. No, I'm not pointing right. It's over here.
I can wave.
There we go. Thank you. And I'm Davy. I'm eating a sandwich. Not yet, but I will be in a moment. Jade Tile with this. Oh, God, yeah. I think it's good that Skyuno can manage his chat through emo-only mode when things get too crazy, but rarely is there any use interacting in such a big and fast-moving chat. Yeah.
Yeah, and I find it interesting because there is somebody who is probably the biggest streamer on Twitch at the moment, you know, taking into account numbers and everything, but he probably like the least prepared person I've ever seen to be thrust into that.
Nice. So I may have to just go pop over there just to see what this is all about myself because I'm not familiar with these guys, but it sounds like a big party for sure. Do you still swim yourself? Like, do you still do? I know maybe not necessarily a master's club or anything like that, but do you do any recreational swimming?
Oh, me now? I was before the pandemic, but
right.
That was the first thing that got shut down was the fitness clubs and the pools.
Remember that, yeah.
The pools have been slow to open back up, at least around here, even though the state is now fully open up. Like you can go to a restaurant and bar and it's almost like pre-pandemic in places.
Mm-hmm.
Even some places aren't even requiring masks, which is a little weird to me, but
Yeah,
you know,
I guess.
um, yeah. So, but unfortunately, the pools and the fitness clubs have not opened up 100% yet, and I haven't gone back because the gyms with the pool are really expensive, like $100 a month. And right now you have to like um, request a lane, and you can only have one person in the lane, and it's a lot. With me trying to stream and do everything else, it just I can't commit to the times at the pool. I wish I could, but for now, I got a pool in the backyard, and that's
Okay.
I can only get a couple of strokes in, but it gets the job done. It's also not open because I'm lazy and don't want to take care of it to this month of May when it's too cold to swim here in New Jersey.
Oh, it's still kind of cold over there. How about that? I'm so spoiled being in California, but no, so what are we looking at right now? Like 50 degrees right now outside?
I have no clue. Let's Google current temperature and just see.
All right.
But about 50 is probably right.
Okay.
No, it's hanging at 60 right now. It's pretty warm, but this week the highs are around 65, and the nights are getting down to high 40s,
Yeah.
low 50s.
No, that's East Coast
Yeah,
weather.
so
Yeah.
yeah, still a little cold here, but it'll get warmer.
Yeah. Oh, and Jade's asking, I'm wearing a sweater and it's hot as hell in California. I mean, where I live right now, it's not quite as hot as a lot of other parts of the state, so I can get away with it. Um, I will take this off once it gets hot. I'm not wearing a sweater at 90 degrees. It just happens to be my jam right now. So that's a good question.
It's a nice sweater. I mean,
Oh, thanks.
that's a you can tell it's a high quality sweater through the camera. That's when you know
Yeah,
it's a good sweater.
I was very fortunate that someone gave this to me quite a while ago, and it's held up. I'm happy with it. So it zips up. If you guys were wondering what kind of sweater this is like it's a Mr. Rogers sweater for sure. It's like you take this, except the Mr. Rogers sweater is not a cardigan. It's actually just a plain. It's just a plain color, but you can zip it up. Won't you please? Won't you please? Like that. So, let's see,
I
chat.
mean, then it,
Uh,
I mean, you can make yourself into a sandwich. You could be Davy is a sandwich.
very easily, yeah. Aaron says, "Yeah, my sister is over the cold, and I keep telling her I'll switch places with her for the week." Wow, that must be wild.
You know what it is? Like I talk to people from like Florida and Southern California, and they're like, "Oh, I would love to have seasons or for it to be cold for a little while." And I talk to people up here, and they're just like, "Oh, I want to go to Florida or Southern California where it's warm all the time."
Yeah, I know. I think we'd rather be, like we were saying, we'd rather have seasons. I feel like once you go to a place that has seasons, you're not gonna want seasons anymore. I feel like that. Everybody I know from the East Coast, I have a bunch of friends out there. Friends from New Jersey, where you are, friends from Connecticut and New York and everywhere else. They would give anything to get out of that and get to like where our weather here. So I would say the grass is always greener.
I will say this: I really enjoy the weather here. I know not everybody does, but we get some snow. We have the really warm summers. I live on the beach, so and the ocean, so you can go over there, and I really enjoy having all the seasons and the Northeast weather.
Well, you got some
I know
agreement.
not everybody else does, but I do.
Yeah, you got some agreement from Aaron though. She says, "Listen, man, I grew up in New York for the first half of my life. I miss fall. I want the seasons."
We have a second house, a ski house up by the ski resorts in Wyndham, New York, which is like Catskills, kind of up by Cooperstown, Baseball Hall of Fame, Albany, that kind of area in New York. And fall up there is amazing. You know those like picturesque pictures of like all these reds and yellows as far as you can see in the mountains. That is what it's like up there during the fall. It's only like a week that you can hit it at peak, but it's amazing.
I want to see that. Where is this again? Where is it?
Where are their houses? It's called Wyndham, New York.
Oh, okay, Wyndham.
But it's by the Catterskills Fall. If you've ever, that's kind of like the iconic like trickling down waterfall
I
that
like
you
this.
see.
That sounds great. So like leaves turning colors and stuff. That I've never seen that, so I would love to see that sometime.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty unique. If you ever get the chance to see it in person, I definitely would. It's a unique thing.
Love it. J Tile says Davy is a sandwich, and the question of the day, and the new question of the day is, what sandwich is he? If I was a sandwich today, I think I'd be a bean sprout sandwich because I feel very hungry and I feel like I need some. I haven't had him. I haven't eaten very much today, so I feel very thin, even though I don't look it. So that's probably what it'd be. I'd be a bean sprout sandwich, is in terms of how I'm feeling.
Bean sprout. That's such a California
Oh
answer.
yeah, oh yeah. Very much on
You
brand.
know, until recently, like that kind of food didn't exist here. Like vegan and everything. That's like places are just like brand new, and people would have been like 5, 10 years ago. You asked that, and that people around here would be like, "Boy, you from California?" And I'd be like, "What are you talking about, boy? You're not south of the Mason-Dixon line. What are you? It's New Jersey. Calm down."
Yeah, seriously. Talking like it's like somebody from Georgia or something like that. It's ridiculous.
Well, in New Jersey, there is South Jersey and there's North Jersey, and some people in South Jersey do genuinely speak like you would think they were from a lot further south than they are.
Yeah, okay. I see that because Delaware is like kind of there, and then you've got like Maryland, and I can sort of see that. All right, so people are probably curious. We've come up on that time, and let me just give this to you because we are going to ask our friend Swimmy what his favorite sandwich is. But before we do that, let's reveal what's in this bag. I have it for you now. I don't think it's time to delay any further. So it is now time for the moment you've all been waiting for. Yeah, where's the key?
I've never seen this before. I love the sandwich of the week graphic.
It's the sandwich of the week, everybody! And let's go see what the sandwich is. It is right here in front of me. It's from a place called Main Chick in Santa Monica, somewhere on Santa Monica Boulevard, I believe. Or not. I get the impression that maybe this is just a delivery-only scenario, but this is replicating the experience that we have had at Howell and Ray's in Chinatown, which replicates the experience that you can have in Nashville getting hot chicken sandwiches. It is truly amazing. So I'm going to show you the sandwich, and I rest it on top of the keys. There'll be some sour notes. But so while we do that, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to need some more. I might need some more light. This thing's not as big as I remembered, but okay. But let's just take it out of here. Okay, so this is a Nashville hot chicken sandwich. I'm going to bring it in close, and I'll get you a good zoom in on it. Jeez, it's falling all over the place. There you go.
You know it's a good sandwich, though, when it's falling apart like that. Like, yeah. They put so much awesomeness in there, the bun can't contain it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I've had this sandwich before. It was a big it was in my rotation during the pandemic. It was really a go-to. All right, let's eat this bad boy and see what we get. Now, this should be very spicy. I ordered the medium, but the medium is still very spicy. Yeah, there it is. That's so good. Oh, my God. Coleslaw's falling all over my lap.
Can I tell you, like, New Jersey spicy versus California or New Mexico spicy? Two totally different things.
Oh, interesting. In what direction?
Oh, I love spicy. But, like you get super spicy out in the Southwest, and yeah, you got, like, tears coming down your eyes. Here, like, spicy, like, you ask for extra spice, and you get, like, Diablo sauce at Taco Bell hot. It's salsa.
Yeah. Oh, man. I know. Well, that's disappointing to me. I thought you guys would be a little bit more up for the challenge of spicy food, but I guess I'm not that surprised. I mean, I know a lot of friends who are kind of not as game for it, but then I know other friends who are really game for it, like even exceeding like what you and I might do, like going for the Scovilles. They get those little black bottles.
Yeah.
The drops. Oh, it's so good.
I don't like that. I mean, I like spicy, but there's got to be the flavor behind it. Best food I ever had was from a little roadside stand in New Mexico, little side of the road, like in the desert, and just these two little women just making the food they had made since they were little, and it was amazing, and it was so hot but so flavorful, and everybody that I was with never didn't finish it. They had tears running down their face, and I just went around to all their plates and just kept eating. It was the best thing I've ever had.
My mouth is still full. Sorry. That's awesome, though.
I was gonna say something, but I figured I'd let you. I wouldn't call you out on stream like that.
No, I appreciate you. Thanks. Let's see. What do we have here? J Tal, I've only been to New York.
Baby tongue.
Baby tongue. Aaron says, I have a baby tongue that cannot handle spicy food, but I still eat it. Love the attempt, though. That's awesome. Let's see. Jade Tile, I've only been to New York once, and it was unfortunately not a great experience, but autumn there sounds amazing. Make me want to try visiting again someday. And honestly, I think you could. I would think you would agree. It's completely worth trying another. Giving New York another chance. Definitely.
Yeah. Also, New York's a huge state, so depending on where you're at and what you're doing, it can be very different. Like the city, even in the city, depending on what you do and where you are, it can be either a really nice and great experience or just terrible. I've had some terrible experiences in New York City, but going there for like Rockefeller Center and the Christmas and holiday season is really really fun.
And Jade, I see you said, "Ooh, that looks like a good chicken sandwich," and the piano is getting a good taste of the sandwich. Oh yeah, the piano took a lot of it. It's eating some of it for me. So, yeah, that's an awesome sandwich, and I hope that you have that kind of style chicken sandwich near you as well, because I mean, it was definitely missing from our neighborhood for a while. So,
yeah, there's some good chicken sandwich places around here. A lot of Italian style. So like you get a lot of breaded chicken with lettuce and tomato, onion, oil, vinegar type deal.
Oh, the hero. Oh man, you are in the what am I saying? You are in the absolute center of the universe for the hero sandwich. I envy your position when it comes to the cold sandwich and also breaded sandwiches, like you said.
So one of the cool things is literally just 2 days ago I passed the original Jersey Mike's.
Ah.
So that's kind of neat. It's weird to see it all over the place now. Growing up, my family would go to one of the Jersey Mike's, and at the time there was only two, the original and this one that was near my house. And now, like 20 years later, seeing them in like Washington and California and Texas, it's kind of a weird thing, and see like national commercials. It's a little strange.
Yeah. How would you compare like the Jersey Mike's sandwich to the local mom and pops in your area?
Oh, the Jersey Mike's is terrible.
Okay, it's fair.
They used to be like your local deli, and it used to be really good stuff. But now it's a lot of, to keep it consistent across the country. It's a lot of just generic stuff. It's kind of expensive compared to what you get at other places. But here there's a lot of like really traditional delis and stuff where you can get like deli meat from the cities and stuff that are trucked in. So you can get a really nice submarine sandwich here. Nice sub.
What's your so you mean like like we were talking about the hero, the Italian hero, chicken parm hero. Do you have a favorite?
Yeah.
Like, what's your favorite sandwich?
Oh, my favorite sandwich has got to be the Philly cheesesteak.
Nice.
Yeah. Growing up here in between New York and Philadelphia, I enjoy a good cheesesteak. Matter of fact, I perfected cooking my own because I like them that much.
What now? When it comes to cooking, so this could be a future sandwich show episode for where Swimmy cooks a Philly cheesesteak in front of our eyes. Well, I'm putting it in a spot, but that'd be a lot of fun.
I'll do that. I actually really like cooking. So
nice.
So yeah, I'm a big sit down and cook and eat kind of person.
It's pretty good. Speaking of
You
which,
know what? You know what? Knuckle sandwiches are pretty good.
I was
Pretty
gonna
good.
say Tim Tam. My favorite sandwich is a knuckle sandwich. That is hysterical. That's funny. Welcome in, Tim Tam. It's good to have you with us. It was really fun having you on last week as well, on the air. So and this is one of my favorite things about the show so far is like I'm putting names to faces from all you guys in the chat. It's so cool. I love that.
Yeah, it's pretty fun when it happens, isn't it? Like,
Mhm.
there's a couple of people I've gotten to chat with on Discord or over streams and stuff, and it's pretty nice to put a name, like a face to the name. And I find a lot of times two things happen. I start reading all of their chats in their voice, which I think is funny, and I pick up on their jokes more because I am reading it in their voice. Um, and the other thing that happens is like you think somebody's nice in chat, and then you talk to them, and it's like, oh no, they're a really nice person.
Oh yeah. And I just want to show this to anybody who missed it. So for those of you tuning in late, this is our sandwich of the week. It is the spicy Nashville hot chicken sandwich, and here it is. Oh, there I am. It's kind of a mess. Not a good representation, but it looked good the first time. Now I've kind of mangled it, but there you are. Tastes amazing.
Yeah. New York City during the holidays is pretty magical. By the way,
John and Georgia.
and
For that one.
there's something about like Rockefeller Center and Fifth Avenue during that time that's just unique to that area. I've never seen it anywhere else or experienced that feeling anywhere else.
Mm-hmm. That's something I haven't experienced yet. I've experienced New York in the summer and the spring. I've yet to do the fall and the winter, and I want to because that sounds awesome. So, John and Georgia.
I will say though, it is if you are not used to the cold, it can get very cold in New York City or that area during the winter time.
Yeah, I can say from my friends, including John and Georgia, who once lived in the area, he certainly can tell you about that. Let's see, we have Jade Tile. There is no good chicken sandwich place near me, but I made my own chicken sandwich today with sourdough toast, homemade pesto, grilled chicken, bacon, and avocado. That's a very Californian sandwich.
No, that sounds like a good chicken sandwich.
Really does.
I would eat that. The sourdough is a nice choice for that.
That's a great call on the bread, Jade. That's a terrific call. Yeah, I love
Especially with the pesto. There's somebody who knows their food science.
Mm-hmm. Nice work, Jade. I don't have a Discord, but if I did, I would ask you to put it in there because that just sounds amazing. Oh man,
David, you should start a Discord, but instead of like having actual channels where people can, like chat with each other, it's just pictures of sandwiches that people have eaten or made.
Well, categorize it will be like Italian sandwiches, like spicy sandwiches. That'd be so good. Deli sandwiches.
One year in college, I had this really weird meal plan where I could only get lunch and dinner. Mm-hmm. And in order to maximize my lunches, I had the same lunch every day. And I was in Philly, so they call them hoagies, the hero sandwiches. And I got an Italian hoagie, and because it was the biggest thing I could get, and then I could get as much blueberry yogurt as I wanted every day. So I ate this huge bowl of blueberry yogurt and this Italian sandwich every day for lunch for like 6 months straight.
Whoa.
Yeah, when you swim 10,000 yards a day, it turns out like you're hungry.
Yeah, that's true. So you know what Michael Phelps must be feeling like because they talked about how he had a 12,000 calorie diet, but when you swim that much, it definitely just goes woof, like that, right?
Oh yeah. You would go through it. Like we had quite a few people who struggled to build muscle or body weight during swimming season.
Yeah, it's a good
just
problem
because you kill through it so much.
Yeah, for sure. So let's see. Any more chat items? We have. Hey Dave, is TurboSwim on the board? No, I don't think TurboSwim is on the board. Because he's asking that question because you're from New Jersey, and are you getting into sports at all? Like out there in New Jersey, are you a sports guy yourself?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, there's a message board that I'm part of that's called the MikeFrancesa.com. So Mike and the Mad Dog was a big thing back in the day on WFAN, and I don't know how I got tied into it, but I met a lot of good friends from there, and so it was a lot of fun. So he's just curious.
Yeah. I remember. I think the fan is still going, isn't it?
It's still going, but it's not even a shell of what it once was. Now they're trying to beat around things on Fridays, and they have Craig Carton.
Yeah, I haven't listened to the fan in a while. They got a little out there.
Yeah.
With some of their takes and stuff. I'm a big on the way back, all the way back. I was listening to ESPN.
Okay.
New York. I like a lot of the guys on there.
Okay.
And in the morning is my favorite. They have three guys, some former athletes. Anybody who's around here needs to listen to it. It's crazy. They talk about the one guy is a huge Giants fan, and every time they lose, he like leaves his family for days.
That's a little. Wow.
It's crazy. The one former athlete is just the biggest troll in the world, and he just trolls everybody else on the station. It's good. It's good radio, but that's what I listen to. But I don't like any of the local sport teams outside of the Devils, so I'm a little bit weird.
Oh, really? You remind me of a good friend of mine who's from he's from around East Rutherford, New Jersey. No, it's not exactly there, but same thing. Like the only local team he roots for is the Yankees, and everybody else is like the Lakers. Like, and I root for the Lakers too, Chargers. And I'm trying to figure out Michigan. Yeah, Michigan football. So that's pretty wild.
Yeah. I like the Cowboys, and I was a Bulls fan back in the day.
Bulls, okay.
like all these like weird it was all like teams that in the mid '90s were good and that I enjoyed.
Oh my gosh!
Except for the Cowboys. I don't even care. This is off topic. This is a great story, so I'm going to tell it. So one year, my dad didn't want to participate in Thanksgiving. He wanted to watch football. So he concocted this whole story about how he was a Cowboys fan. Now, this is like, I think back in the 80s, 70s, how he was a Cowboys fan and he couldn't miss the game, so they didn't have to participate in Thanksgiving. Well, after that, he had to stick with it with all the family functions and everything. So he became a Cowboys fan. And growing up, we watched all the Cowboys fans, and he was really into it, all based on this one lie like 20 years ago where he's just like, I have to watch the Cowboys on Thanksgiving.
Oh, so Costanza, just perpetuating a lie. It's not that's so funny.
It's just such a random story. But, when I was growing up, I was born in 87, so I remember those 3 Super Bowl runs and everything, and I was done after that. I also started watching hockey in 1995, and that's the same year the Devils won the Cup. Yep. So I was off on that, and I think I watched basketball that same season, and Jordan and the Bulls were the big thing. So
yeah,
and I just even now I still just follow those random teams.
No doubt. Jay Towell on that story says, "Oh my FG, a twist on fake it till you make it." Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah. Tim, I'm a huge Cowboys fan. I follow all their social media and stuff, and I can't say it's been good the last 15 years or so, but I'm still very upset about 2008. But I still follow it.
Oh, to the Giants? Oh, that's right. I remember that. That I'm your teammate. He's my teammate. He's my quarterback. Ran after that. Was that?
That was right around those years.
Yeah. Okay.
In 2008, they probably were the best team in the league, and going into the playoffs, and they just essentially there was some players on that team who just quit and clearly didn't give their all.
I didn't say it. Yeah,
it was very choked too. Yeah, they're all on the offensive side, and it was the most devastating thing that has ever happened to me as a sports fan. And
I have to admit that was pretty rough. I remember that game.
Yeah,
it was a crazy playoffs that year. But let's not get to too much sports. We're gonna drive everybody else out of here. But more chat. Let's see.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, it goes from 2007 to 2009.
That's right. Well, you might want to skip 2006 too, actually. But let's see, Tim Tam game, yeah, and choked. Let's not mention 2008. Yeah, yeah. It's very interesting though. I mean, let's see. You're not a Yankee fan though. Like, do you get into baseball?
Me?
Yeah.
So a little bit.
Hmm.
I tend to follow the Phillies a little
Okay, you're
bit
closer to that, I
when
guess.
I
Yeah.
can. I follow the Yankees a little bit just because they're so prominent. Those two teams are so prominent in the area. We also have the AAA Phillies team, which is about 15 minutes north of me. So I really like going to those games, and occasionally you get to see one of the Phillies pitchers or major stars if they get hurt. Instead of sending them out somewhere else because it's so close to the stadium, they'll sometimes send them to rehab out here.
Hmm.
So you get to see them for a game in a really small stadium, which is neat. I also graduated with Todd Frazier, the same year and everything. I had classes with him. So
Interesting. Todd Frazier
so
from yeah.
I followed his career a little bit. He was with the Reds for the longest time, minor leagues, and
Yep.
then came up. He had a couple of good seasons. He had that home run derby,
Hmm.
which is his big claim to fame. Then he came out here and played for the Yankees and Mets a little bit,
Yep.
and
Both teams. Yep.
yeah,
Wow.
so. But it's pretty neat to see somebody like you went to high school with, and you see them, on a nationally televised game.
It's a fun story,
Pretty
isn't it?
cool.
Yeah, that's really cool that you got to know someone so like hits close to home, right? Like in that scenario. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. Any more?
Yeah, yeah. Todd is a really nice guy. If you guys are ever got a chance to see him at any of the games, or if you ever get a chance to see him around, him and his family like do a lot locally for charities and stuff, and he's actually a really nice
Look,
person. You'd think he wouldn't be, but he really is.
look who's in the chat. It's Captain High Gamer, my friend, my longtime friend. We go all the way back to when I used to live in Santa Barbara. Fucking Dave. Hell, right. Fucking Captain High Gamer. How you doing, man? I have not seen you in person. I haven't seen you in a million years, but man, welcome in. Thanks for joining our show. That's super cool. How is your gaming stream going too? Because like you have a fun stream as well. You have the best sound effects on your channel. I love it. So, do I have a Captain Ivy? Yes, I do. I actually do. I have two shout outs in chat. I'm gonna shout out you first, Turbo. There you are. That's swimming in the chat, and I'm gonna do the same for CHG. Boom. There you go. So you guys need to follow both these guys on Twitch if you aren't already. I think most of the folks tuned in tonight are following TurboSwim, but Captain High Gamer.
And by the way, I appreciate that.
Absolutely. I mean, you can see a lot of fun on that channel. I mean, even if you don't game that much, he's still fun. Like you're still fun to hang out with. Like we can talk about a lot of different stuff as you can see on this program tonight. Hey, you wait, Tin Tam's here too, of course. Oh, sorry. There's my friend Tim Tam. Just 3 pretty boss gaming channels. Please follow all of them, and show them some love, guys, because they're really fun to hang out with anyway. So, yeah, you're welcome. I mean, what game are you on right now, Captain High Gamer? Like, what's your latest game? Like, what's the big one right now? He says, "I just smoke weed and enjoy gaming. I'm mediocre at best."
But you know what? Those are always the best streams when you have somebody who's just like there having fun, enjoying life.
I love that though. I think that's who my friend has been forever. He's been chill. He's a fun guy, and I think that's awesome that you're doing what you do. So, that's all that you need to do sometimes with these streams. There's no doubt. So
one time I was at my university and I was doing the resident assistance program. I got a kickback from the school, so to help pay, and we were doing an evaluation. And the one guy who was also an RA, he was kind of like the same as like a Captain Gamer, and he's just like, dude, that girl just needs to be chill. She's just got to be still. And it was the funniest thing. And I burst out laughing. And everybody else was just like, yeah, this is how he is all the time. I was like, I'm going to use that all the time. I'm just going to tell people they need to be still when they're being like too much.
I love that's That's pretty funny. Let's see. Captain High Gamer, I'm going through
The Last of Us 2.
Wow. First playthrough, and I'm pissed at myself, or I'm pissed myself a few times. That's funny. So you're familiar with that game, yeah?
Yeah, I've seen other people play it. It's one of my favorite games to watch people play on Twitch, actually. Just because of that reaction where, they get scared or something unexpected happens. It's always fun when you can see through the text of the chat where, it messes with everybody in the chat too, watching.
Mm-hmm. And Aaron says, you haven't used that on Evelyn yet. Why? Good question. That's a good question. The still comment. Like, that's funny.
I should. I think she'll appreciate it.
The
The only problem is I never know if it's her on Justin and Evelyn, like when they're in chats and stuff, or if it's both of them, or Justin.
It's not.
Sometimes I just don't say anything.
It's not much of a mystery to me. I feel like 99.9% of the time when Justin and Evelyn is in chat, it's just Evelyn. Like, I don't think Justin is using it.
It usually is, but I still don't want to make that mistake just in case.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's see. Yeah, Jay Tile's into it. Oh, Last of Us 2. Yes. See, guys, that is now a perfect reason for you to join Captain High Gamer, because he's on this game. Check it out, and you can see how it goes and everything. So that's totally it.
Yeah, Aaron, I'm pretty sure you're right. I'm pretty sure it is Evelyn, especially based on the comments that come out of that cut.
Yeah, you generally, you can read that like a book for sure. Aaron
yeah. Justin is way more chill.
Yeah, no doubt, and uses way less emotes. Yeah, so I agree with you, Aaron. I think Ev said it's usually her, and right on. I'm kind of. Have you ever had any of your music streamer friends join you on your channel? He's wrong scene. But have you that's
so join me and play with me or do anything like that? No, but in chat, yeah, I've had quite a few of the streamers actually come in.
Oh, cool! Very cool. Yeah.
Evelyn's been in a couple of times. Irene, Pen of Music, is there almost every stream, and then hangs out. Now Glenn will sometimes lurk in the background. She thinks I don't know, but I do. And I think I've had a number of other streamers come through too, and just say hello. Call sign Flip hung out with me
nice.
Most of my last stream.
That's cool.
And just just listen to me play games and everything. So he's really chill too. So I have a lot of fun with these guys. Jim. Icardon, I've done stuff with him on his channel, and he's come in and said hi. So, I've had quite a few of you guys, and the streamers, and I can't thank you all enough, and all you guys in their communities and themselves, because of that 3,300, the last 300 have actually been all of you guys since I started hanging out in the music streams.
Okay.
Mid-December, so 305 months, and I didn't stream most of that. I am completely blown away. I can't thank all you guys enough in stream watching the VOD. Of those who aren't here, they can't hear me.
Yeah, I'm just as blown away just having I at this point have 20 followers, which is unbelievable because I have I've literally been on Twitch for a week. So thank you very much for that as well. I'm trying to do a shout out to Flip, but I forgot to do a thing for him, or I just don't know what the code is for it because I thought I did one for Flip, but I don't remember. I'll get back to that later. That's a terrible job by me though if I didn't, because he's really fun. He's super fun. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And let's save that question for our official spot. So now I think we can now segue to our favorite part. Well, other than the sandwich, I guess, the second favorite part, besides the sandwich, of the program, and that is, of course, America's favorite moment in Twitch. Let me just cue this up. In Twitch broadcasting.
Do the dance. It's time for random questions. Good stuff. With Kevin on the case.
No, Kevin
You
denied.
definitely missed your calling as a professional broadcaster, Davy.
Ah, thank you. That's very nice of you to say. I appreciate that. So it's a passion of mine. I love broadcasting, pretty much from the beginning of my life. I used to do audio tapes of me pretending to be on the radio and stuff. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
Uh,
it's always been my thing.
I actually have a friend who she does radio. Well, did radio. Unfortunately, at the beginning of the pandemic, she got replaced by a robot.
Oh yeah, God, I hate that. I hate that. It sucks. I miss that in radio. I miss regular radio with real people. That stinks. So that's too bad. But you know what? This is kind of where Twitch can come in handy. Although, granted, you can't play regular music on Twitch, but you can do shows like this. And I think this is, to me, the new radio. Like, I have been on music Twitch streams like during the day, at night, late night. You know, like Human Juke is like the best like late night thing. Or you can do like Mitch's channel with the drums, or you can do Spirit Loops and Maddie Wongi. There's so many good channels at every single part of your day. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just give you the spiel on how this works. So, first of all, Captain High Gamer, dude, that was smooth. Thank you. That's I collaborate. I got a jingle company to do that jingle, and it's awesome. So they did a great job. Does the theme? Oh, J Tao. Does the theme song say "Do the Dance"? Yes, it does say "Do the Dance." That's like my little catchphrase from my sports message board days. So I love to do the dance. I love doing the dance. What question dance does the theme song ask of? What kind of dance? Whatever you feel. Like, this is completely. That's kind of the thing about dancing that's really cool. It's like it can be. That's up to you. I think you can all enjoy a good dance. Do you have a favorite dance that you do, or anything particular, Swimmy?
Oh no, I don't dance. I unfortunately lack rhythm
Okay, that's fair.
or talent or any of that. Unfortunately.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna claim I'm good at those either, but I hear you on that for sure.
Yeah, I laugh because sometimes Photo Luke calls me a musician, and I'm like, I've never even played an instrument. I wouldn't. I don't think that's apropos there.
Right. Well,
But I like listening to music.
yeah, I think I'm probably more proficient at listening to it than playing it myself. To answer John and George's question, do you play piano keyboard? I am learning to play. I have no real experience playing, so even that little thing I did for Sandwich of the Week, I just learned that myself. I just kind of made that up on myself. So I'm learning. I'm trying to get better at that situation. Better at playing piano, so that I can do more music on the show. Just for incidental stuff like bridging segments and whatever. I'm not necessarily going to do a piano show. I would have to get really good to do that. I don't think I'm there yet, but yeah, I'm go ahead.
That's okay. Just go for it. I think I was saying on my stream the other day, I have this idea where I'm gonna see how much I can learn from the Twitch community. I found an old guitar that I'm gonna get for free, and I'm going to try to learn and see how much I can actually do, and share that all with you live. All the pains and tribulations of trying to learn music, knowing nothing. And I'm gonna see how much I can learn just by random people in the Twitch community saying, "Yeah, I'll teach you."
Dude, do it! I want that. I'm in. I'll watch you do that. You do it with the guitar, me with piano, Tim Tam with the drums, right? Right, Tim Tam? You doing the drums or the bass? Is it gonna be the bass?
I love it. We'll just start a random Twitch band.
You'll be the Mod Squad band.
Like the old Postal Service. Come on, you guys remember Postal Service, right?
Oh yeah, the Postal Service was fun. Yeah.
Such great heights.
Great music. Love those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay Tao saying, do it. You got to do it. Swimmy. Learning. Yeah. And Aaron says, I'm there with you, Swimmy. Learning guitar without a teacher is so hard for me. Yeah. I mean,
I figure, but I think I pretty unique now where I have a lot of people in the community I think who are willing to that I think I'm fortunate enough to be able to pay some of them for some services too. So hopefully hopefully I'll have a good basis. Because if I got to learn by myself, it's not going to happen. I can tell you that now. I'm just not like that's never been something that I've been very good at.
And I'm going to agree with the point that Erin had, talking about learning music. She says, I've learned a lot about music in the last few months through watching streamers. Yeah, I really have. Like for example, if you look at like, like how you have those websites that have the lyrics and they show you the guitar chords on top of like certain parts of the lyrics. Apparently, everybody uses that during their show. So you think it's cheating, but it's actually not. They're just because when you do a song, you pull up what the lyrics are, so that because there's a lot of songs, you're not going to remember everything. So it kind of helps you get through the songs. You're like, okay, it's this key and this chord and this whatever. So yeah, I learned a lot too.
I'm amazed. There are a couple of streamers out there who I've watched who don't use those, who have like 800 and 900 songs in their catalogs and stuff, and I have no clue how they do it.
That seems wild. It really does.
Because I like most streamers I see, even if they're not using it actively, have it going with the auto scroll, like so that they know where they're going, and so they don't have to memorize every song and kind of play as they go along.
It's pretty impressive. I mean,
yeah. Like watch Just Joe. There's a lot of times when he's not using it, and it's like, how do you remember how to play this song? like somebody requested 1 out of 1,000. How do you remember things?
I can't believe he's doing that. He's doing that because look at my shout out. He knows over 3,800 songs, and if he's doing that off of memory, that's just insane. That is.
I not all of them, but there are a fair amount I see where he's like, okay, yeah, I know this one, I got this one. And I'm like, dude, I would need if with that many, I would need one every time. I wouldn't even attempt that many to be honest, but it's impressive. It's a whole nother level that some of these guys are on.
Yeah, so I issued a formal apology to Call Sign Flip, and that's terrible because he's writing like a whole song about me, which is crazy. He's like, every time I go in there, he makes a new revision to the Davy's Eating a Sandwich theme song. So it's like, I gotta at least give him a shout out on this program if he's gonna be doing all that.
Yeah, he is fun in so many ways. Like, I give him a lot of credit because he's created a little like community and stream that is just focused on having fun with music. It's impressive the amount of fun he has doing it.
And I think he really likes to get other people involved, not only the chat, but the other streamers in his sort of collabs with other channels. And I think that, I mean, I realize it's not for everybody because some channels have refused the service of like singing over their track. But when they get together to do it, it's just amazing. Like he's really good at harmonizing with other people.
Yeah, he is, and it's. I think most of the other streamers find it like super entertaining, and I think if you're a real musician, and you're open, like that's something that you're gonna go for every time. I think a lot of the other musicians that ever refused him, it's not so much that they're refusing him, it's just they don't know how to make it work on stream or not comfortable with it, I think if in real life they would be more open to it type deal, like.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. And because there's no way to hear what he's singing on the other person's channel. And I think that makes sense, yeah. All right, so let me show you guys how to do random questions on Twitch. It's very exciting because this will make this more organized. So in chat, what you can do is you can type !question followed by the question itself, just like this. I'm going to give you an example. What is the weather like today? Just like that. And then what happens is that on my computer, it shows up on. Oh, well, I would have to open the queue first. Okay. Okay, that's terrible.
He's a pro streamer, guys. He's a pro streamer.
Okay, so let me open the queue first.
You know when I knew I was a real streamer? Like stream 3 when I forgot to end the stream.
Oh, really? And it just kept going?
Yeah, rate it out, and then I'm like, why is OBS still showing me doing things? And like, then I looked, and yeah, I had not hit the end stream button. So, so yeah, I was still live.
Oh man. So it just showed like an empty chair for like a few hours and stuff. That's funny.
No, no, but I was like here at the camera, like so like that first VOD you can go look and like at the end of it, I'm probably like doing stupid stuff, like talking, like complaining about Twitch and all sorts of fun stuff.
Oh man, good times. The things you say when you're not on the air, but then you find out, yeah, you actually are.
Yeah. Yeah, my favorite still is there's a clip of Savvy which when she forgot to end stream, and I think she rated like Matt Walden or somebody like that, and she's sitting there and she's like jamming out, like playing drums with her fingers and everything.
Oh
And then
man.
you just see her stop and get confused, and she goes, "Oh, I forgot to end stream."
Oh, so that's
Because somebody popped in the chat and it's like, Savvy, what are you doing?
that had to be so awkward for her. Oh man, too funny.
Yeah.
I wish. Okay, so let's see. Questions are in. People are testing it out. So one of the questions is the queue open from Jade? Yes, it is. Thanks for sending the question. Next question is the first question, which is from Tintam. He asks, which came first, the chicken or the egg?
The correct answer to that is there's a fantastic restaurant here called the Chicken or the Egg that locals refer to as the Chegg. They've been featured on Food Network. They have some really hot wings, but they have the most delicious chicken wings and sandwiches. You can get
Sandwiches?
you can get eggs like all your breakfast sandwiches on your hamburger there. It's delicious.
Nice.
So that is always my answer to that question. Go to the Jag.
That's a great.
And it's a block from the beach. You can't go wrong.
Nice. That is cool. All right, so let's get to the next question. I do want to get into more of the Jersey Shore experience. That must be fun.
Yeah, it is. It's really interesting.
Cool.
Boardwalks and beaches and Asbury Park.
Ah, yeah.
Stone Pony. Yeah, got a little boss, little Bruce, Bon Jovi.
It's pretty
that
cool.
whole flavor.
Love it.
If you like either of them, I'm not a huge fan of either. I do really enjoy some Bruce songs though.
I feel you're on the Bon Jovi. I'm not a big Bon Jovi guy, but I like Bruce. I think Bruce is cool. Bruce is pretty iconic.
Yeah. I was about to say he's a really iconic, person. Like his songs, like "Born in the USA." You can't,
Yeah.
you can't go a summer without hearing that. So, gotta give him props. But
yeah, the story behind Born. Well, I'll get to that in another show. But certainly, I hear you in that. Okay, so question from Tintam. It didn't end up in the queue, but I did see it. Why didn't that end up in the queue? Because that should show. Oh, maybe because I have to delete your other question. Okay, do that again, Tintam. It doesn't even matter. I see it anyway. Okay, so basically the question is a hot dog a taco?
I think a better question is a taco a hot dog?
Ah.
So I've been thinking about this extensively for a while, like where the taco and the hot dog are in the sandwich universe. And I think both have reached an iconic status where they are no longer a sandwich. They are a hot dog and a taco in their own right, and they're both magical.
Because they've ascended to spin off as their own thing, and I think that's reasonable to say. I would say no as well, because just in general, like a taco has to have some kind of a round, flat thing. It can be a pita or a tortilla, but if it's a bun that's like long, I don't subscribe to the idea that can be a taco. So basically, it's a different reason, but the same answer. Yeah, so I agree. Not a taco. Let's see. And Aaron agrees that no, a taco needs to have a tortilla. And Jade was drooling over your description of the breakfast sandwich place or the sandwich place that you were talking about. Ooh, that sounds so
Oh
cool.
yeah, yeah, yeah. If you ever Google it, it's a fun place.
Good
It's like a
time.
little diner. You know what? That's a unique New Jersey thing we can talk about.
Diners,
Is
right? Yeah.
I don't think in California, like you guys really don't have like diners with like short order cooks.
No.
Like it's not a restaurant. Like it's you go in and you have like coffee and there'd be like like tables. Waitress are open 24 hours a day,
Hmm.
and it's a really unique New Jersey thing. I think to have all these diners everywhere, but you can get some really interesting and good food in these places. And you can also get food poisoning from them. It's like run of the mill, like it's both, but it's not uncommon to see one like open 24 hours a day,
Hmm.
and you can order pretty much anything off the menu at any time, and it's just short order, like
Hmm.
cooks who aren't chefs or anything like that, but get hamburgers, cheesesteaks, fries.
Club sandwiches. I hear euros are big there too, right? So they have a lot of good
Uh,
Greek food.
yeah, yeah. A lot of them are or used to be like the stereotype where they were Greek owned.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything because the diner that I go to in town is owned by a Greek family,
Oh, okay.
and they do have euros and everything.
Nice.
Um, but yeah, those are pretty big here.
Cool.
Also, recently, we've had a large migration of Mexican American and Colombian American. So there's a lot of great Colombian / Mexican places around now,
Mm.
like traditional Mexican and Colombian food, which we never like growing up. We never had that. Like that wasn't a thing. It was all like pizza places and Italian places. Occasionally you might get something a little bit more exotic, but now it's really cool to have all of that Colombian and Mexican food around here.
Man, that all sound. I'm glad that you guys are catching up to that scene because Mexican food is obviously amazing here, and Colombian is pretty good too. But we're still behind in the diner scenario. That is something we need to catch up with. Let me ask you this before we get to randoms from everybody else. What is your go-to in terms of like when you go to the diner? Is there a go-to for you? Like, what's your favorite thing to eat there?
Ooh. Um, Sometimes it's chicken parm.
Okay.
Sometimes I get it on the sandwich too. A chicken parm sandwich. That's good. Um, but I don't know if I have a go-to. I kind of like to go all over the menu.
Okay.
Depends what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Sometimes a sandwich that's really good around here that's been disappointing everywhere else I've ever gone is the hot pastrami on rye.
Really? Wow,
Yeah.
we're not again. I guess maybe it's a little different in New Jersey. Maybe, but I did think that I thought the pastrami game would be good around you. I didn't realize that. Wow, too bad. Never knew that. Oh well.
Yeah, yeah. So the really unique thing around here is there's a lot of also really good Jewish food. Um,
Hmm.
you know, bagels, big in like anything that's big in New York, in that you can find down here. The pastrami, um, a lot of delis, things like that,
Hmm.
and even some like the traditional Jewish food you can find too. And it's bagels, lox, and it's a little the falafel, even Middle Eastern like potato pancakes.
Hmm.
And I've tried it elsewhere in the country, and it's not quite as good as it is here in New Jersey, New York.
No, I feel I would agree with that. I don't think I can get any kind of like crust bread, rye bread, bagels in particular are just impossible to find in a good quality outside of that tri-state area where you are. Like, it just nobody comes close. Like, it's I think the closest I had is a place called New York Bagel and Deli, which is up the street from where I live here, and that is good. I think they do a very nice job. It is close. It is in the neighborhood, let's say, but it's still not the same. Like, I don't know how they make it crispy on the
So
outside. Oh, go ahead.
one of the big things is, and I did some baking and I learned this, is the water and the minerals and the content of the water
Mm-hmm.
and the way it interacts with the yeast and the flour make a huge difference.
Yeah.
And it's one of the reasons that as you go throughout different places in the world, why the French bread in France isn't the same as like the what they call in Brötchen in Germany, or the bagels and rye bread and stuff of New York versus the Midwest or out on the West Coast. Like it all tastes differently, and it has a lot to do with the water.
So the water is a real thing. Wow, look at that. Yeah, I've heard about that. So it sounds like you've had some data to back it up. So good, interesting points for sure. Yeah.
Oh, I love food, so yeah. Every time I've traveled, I've made sure to eat as much local food as I can.
You have come to the right place, Swimmy. This is the place for food talk right here. So
Yeah.
let's continue our discussion. A lot of people just loving your comments on the diners. J-Tal, ooh, diner food. Aaron says, the closest thing... Wait, Aaron actually says, if you put taco meat on a... No, hold on. If you put taco meat on a hot dog bun, it is now a Sloppy Joe type of deal. And then Jade responds, I haven't had a proper Sloppy Joe in over a decade, and now I am craving. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. Well, which kind of sloppy Joe? The one with like the turkey, like that as a turkey sandwich, or the one that's like the manwich in a can, which is like the ground beef with like this tomato sauce over it.
Yeah.
Because here in New Jersey, if you say sloppy Joe, you're more than likely to get the ground beef with the tomato sauce and not the turkey and cheese.
I didn't even realize that was like a distinct thing. Like,
yeah, Perkins is not quite the same. It's close, but it's not quite the same.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
So let's see. Yeah, that was Aaron's comment. The closest thing is a Perkins. Have I been to Perkins? I haven't been to Perkins, so I have no comment on that. But I can't imagine it'd be on the same level. Anything else? Let's see.
Actually, all the Perkins went out of business around here.
Wow.
So we don't even have them anymore. Yeah.
Wow, So check that out. Aaron, I understand based on what Mr. Ninja was saying to you, you are in Florida. Okay, so are you familiar with Waffle House? Because that is a trip. But I think their breakfast is good, especially for the price. My favorite thing down there is those sausage patties where they just kind of like really crispy them up on the grill. That's like my favorite thing there. It's good for the money. I guess that's my comment on that. But let me know what you think of that. Oh, he didn't. Okay, not a fan. Not a fan. Oh God, Waffle House. I did say for the money.
I love Scrapple.
What was that?
And there's nothing like I love Scrapple, and there's nothing like Southern Scrapple. So
yeah.
I'll trade you bagels for Scrapple.
Interesting. That's gonna be some transaction. I wonder where everybody else is on that.
So, random fact: I grew up on a farm, so eating all of these like Southern style, like foods was pretty common, and I miss it sometimes.
Word. See, Aaron, more comments. Let's see. There's something special about the burgers at the diner near me when I was younger, and when my aunt and cousin come down to visit, they always bring us bagels. That's a great. They're doing you a solid, Aaron. That's pretty good. Let's see.
But the experience is going to be a no from me. that is such an underrated line. I feel like you need to quote that for your channel, Davey.
How do I add a quote there? Let's see. There has never been a time that I've been in a Waffle House and someone hasn't tried to kill someone else. The food is fine, but the experience is going to be a no for me.
I mean that needs to be memorialized somewhere. Like
I'm gonna try this.
Aaron has won the internet today. That is the greatest thing I have ever read.
Let me see if I can do this.
Like if I feel like we should create a whole like fake Yelp review around that.
That's pretty good. Let me see if this works. Okay, first quote in the history of Davy's eating a sandwich. Done. Love it.
And it's so on brand for Davy's eating a sandwich too.
Oh, so good, so good. J-Tile puts the crown on Aaron. Absolutely.
I've never been to a Waffle House.
Well, I guess they're not as big up north, right? Because it's more of a southern thing, or kind of a...
They don't exist at all. I don't know how far north they go. I would assume that Virginia is probably where they end.
Okay, yeah.
I do know that they rate how bad a storm is by the number of Waffle Houses that close, because Waffle House just stays open. Like they have their own generators and stuff at a lot of the restaurants and locations. Which it just blows my mind that we use a restaurant chain like to, you know, describe how bad a storm is. You know, oh, all the Waffle House had to close down. This storm did a lot of damage.
Wow, that
like
bad.
like that is only an American thing right there.
Using fast food or restaurant chains to describe the condition of something. And Aaron adds, yes, if Waffle House is closed, stay the F inside. 100%.
Yeah, basically, I watched the whole like special on it on TV, and that's basically what they said. They're like, listen, if your local Waffle House closes down and you're in the path of the storm, just run.
Yeah.
Just hunker down, run, and go to a storm shelter. You are in trouble.
So good. Aaron is killing it on the chat tonight. We are honored to have you in our presence of the chat. This is some real winners here.
You know, this is always great though when you're just going and you're just chatting and having fun, and the chat is enjoying it as well.
Yeah, definitely. Just great to have you guys here. And I'll repeat this point. I just think that this is really what makes this show a lot of fun. It's like interaction with all of you. That's kind of the thing I noticed with some channels on Twitch is that some of them are interact more with their chat than others. And the biggest thing I wanted to do with respect to this program is I wanted to make sure you all were in on it, like you all could be a part of it. So I think we're all doing a great job in that area. So keep it coming. More questions. We're going to take them. Here comes.
Davey, I feel like we should start our own game show. You know.
Yeah, game show.
Be awesome. People could interact and
like trivia. There's a lot of game shows you could do.
Yeah. There's a couple of game shows on Twitch that I've seen, but I think it'd be cool to like maybe make a music-based one, music community-based one, to get these guys involved in something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think a basic one would be like Name That Tune. Would be like a really good basic one. Like that'd be a fun one.
Yeah.
Like that we would need somebody.
I'm not gonna lie, I just want to come on and do this again and make fun of chat.
That's awesome. That's nice of you to say that. You know, that's super cool. I will gladly do this again with you. Let me get some more light on me. There we go. That's a little better.
Is it finally getting dark out there?
Yeah, it's taking a little bit. It gets darker sooner here than it does in Seattle, because I just get thrown off whenever I go see a Justin and Evelyn stream, and it's still bright outside. It's like, it's not bright here, but over there it takes even longer. Like, it doesn't get bright. It doesn't get dark until probably like maybe 8:45 there. That's probably like about what it is for you guys, right? Because isn't it like about in the summertime or in spring? Isn't that usually when it gets dark?
Yeah, so it depends, it varies, but about 9:30 is the latest it stays light.
Okay.
You only get a couple days like that, but usually it's between 8 and 8:30 that it gets dark.
Okay. Yeah.
During the summer. Right about now it's dark about the same time it's getting dark for you.
Yeah. Very cool. So let's see, do the questions. And John in Georgia, aka John Ninja, asks, who was the nicest celebrity you have met? I ended up meeting Bon Jovi while in high school. My friend's sister was in love with him. I think in those days, a lot of sisters were in love with him. But anyway, so my friend and I ran into him at his hotel. Pretty nice guy. So I'll give it to you, Swami.
Trying to think of celebrities I've actually met. I don't think I've actually met too many celebrities. I think the nicest one I ever did meet though was Yogi Berra.
Cool.
He was a super nice. Him and his wife were like the nicest people you would ever meet. Like he held the door open for me. I was 16. He was like 90, and he's holding the door open for me.
Right.
I was like, I reached over and I grabbed it. I was like, Yogi. I was like, I think you've done enough. But yeah, I have a signed baseball from him and everything.
Cool.
And he was the nicest I think I've ever met. And his wife was even more like, because we were asking her questions, and she was thrilled. She's like, no one ever asked me questions.
Nice. Yeah, that's really cool. I'm glad he was good to you like that, because he seems to be a really likable guy, or he was. Rest in peace. But that's really cool. I'm glad that was the case.
Yeah. He was probably my favorite too that I've ever met.
That's pretty cool.
He was just as funny as he was like on TV and interviews and stuff. He was in real life, and even at his advanced age, he was he walked around with a huge smile on his face, and you know, he said hello to everybody from the person sweeping the floor to, everybody else who was making a big deal about him at this fundraiser that we were having.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's my favorite. I will say I've met a couple of others who were not so nice.
Ooh, now this is the more interesting part of the question. We named.
Yeah, I met what's his name? Tosh. I can't remember his first name now.
Tosh.0, is that the guy? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah. I met him. He came to our university, and I was like one of the people that helped book him. And he was not as nice. He was very much like very demanding. Like he didn't want to talk to anybody. Not that he was a bad person. He was just very cold. He didn't want to interact with fans as much. But I will say, as far as meeting his end of the contract, a lot of other people were very nice, but wouldn't play their full sets or things like that, especially being a small university. He went up and he did his full stand-up and new jokes and stuff that was coming out on Tosh.0 and all that. So that part was nice, but he was not as like welcoming and as a nice person.
That's wild.
But like I said, he was very professional though,
Yeah.
so I have to give him that. But his demands were a little crazy too. Like,
oh, really?
He wanted like 6 bottles of smart water at room temperature and 1 on ice. But he was a big guy at the time.
Yeah,
so,
no, that was I was just
he
to say,
was
like,
getting his own TV show.
Right. That's when he was like hitting his peak of his stature as a celebrity. Yeah, I feel that. It's interesting. I don't really try to interact with celebrities too much because I feel like they probably just want to be left alone. So I don't actually talk to a lot of people. So I don't have a great answer to this question. But one guy I remember running into at a bar, interestingly enough, around here, James Worthy, he's really fun. He's a really nice guy. Like, he's, oh, how you doing? Nice to meet you, and so on and so forth. So Lakers legend.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's a fun guy. So that's my favorite experience that I can think of off the top of my head. I think there's others, but we run into a lot of famous people here, but I don't necessarily talk to them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not the kind of guy that goes up and goes, hey, can I have your autograph and whatever. But yeah, I'll have more of those as I come up with them, but I just hadn't thought of it right now. So
yeah, I don't think I've ever like physically asked anybody for their autographs. Yogi actually, after talking to him for a while, he actually said, "Here, have this baseball," because he had a bunch that he had already pre-signed for the stuff, and yeah, he actually gave me stuff that he had signed. So the only other player that I ever like tracked down to get a signature is I got Yager's signature.
Yager. Wow. Pretty good.
Yeah. Which I did that mostly because it was like a forced signing by the club when he was here with the Devils, and I knew it was the only way I was ever going to get an autograph because he doesn't like to do that. So yeah, I even told him like, yeah, you can just sign it. I'm just going to take it and leave. He actually got a smile on his face, so I was like, yeah, I'll take it.
That's cool. So you kind of gave it back to him in a way, right? Like by saying that. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've met some nice people. Let me think. Is there another one? I just had it too. I was just going to bring that up to you, but
I've always wanted to be a musician or something, but I never really met an actor or anything like that.
Yeah.
Might be different for you because you're kind of like out there in the middle of it.
We definitely have run into more of them. Definitely. Golly, I cannot think of it right now. Oh yeah, I was going to ask you the question. Oh yeah, so this is a question. So do coordinated, like what you were talking about with Yager, does that count as a celebrity meeting? Like where it's like pre-planned and it's like an autograph session or something like that. Does that qualify?
I don't know if I would consider that a meeting.
Right.
Or I met him, but I did get to at least get a signature and I had a little bit of back and forth with him. So
yeah,
it was still neat.
Yep. But
mostly I just wanted to get the signature and see him once in person, just because he was like one of my favorite players growing up. So it's really cool.
That is cool.
But I don't know that those actually count as like meetings. Whereas with Daniel Tosh and I remembered his name now, And Yogi, I actually, spent 15, 20 minutes talking with him, conversing with him.
Hmm. I completely agree with that point. Because if it's an autograph session, because if I go by that logic, I met Clayton Kershaw, and he really was the nicest guy. And he was there with his wife, Ellen, and they were wonderful, like really good people. And they really salt of the earth people. But again, it was a book signing that was advertised publicly, so I'm not sure if
Yeah,
that's part of that. So yeah. Okay.
that's still an awesome
Yeah, it
thing,
definitely was. That's
to be
definitely.
there and see him and all that.
Yeah, it was a real dream come true. It was just before he really started to get really like famous and really good. Like I think this meeting happened around 2011 or 2012 sometime. So he was just entering his prime. So he really was like just entering his zone as far as being one of the most dominant pitchers in baseball. Like it was really incredible. But let's get let's get to some of these responses. Let's see. J Tile. I met Ellen McLean when she did a voice acting panel, and she held my hands as I cried because she said my voice sounded fine. I hated my voice for a long time, and she was so sweet. I just couldn't take it. That's really cool.
Uh,
It's really cool.
yeah, that's always nice when you meet them and like they turn out to be real people who are reasonable and not ridiculous. 'Cause
100.
some of them do. Some of them are like I've heard some experiences where they're like almost standoffish and mean or almost act as if they're so much better than you.
Yeah, I hear that. Let's see. And then John in Georgia. Nicest I've met was probably Garth Brooks. That's cool. Worst was Evil Knievel. He tried to bet my friend and I at golf. That's funny. I wonder who would have won that. That's funny. Were you
He,
playing
he
golf?
doesn't strike me as the golf kind of guy
Yeah,
either,
I was thinking that too. Oh my God. I mean, rest in peace, but man, I don't remember him ever playing golf. That I don't. Is he even good? I wouldn't even know. It's pretty funny.
I don't know. Maybe he's broken so many bones it helps with the swing.
An advantage. That's funny. Yeah, but I believe you in the Garth Brooks part. I heard he's just the biggest gentleman, so that's really cool. It's really cool, John. All right, more questions. Send them in. Exclamation
It
point.
seems like he would have a lot of good stories too.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. I'm sure that some of the interviews he's been on, he's had good stories, but even more of them, I'm sure, if you meet him in person. So
Have you do you watch Rachel Grace Spilin?
I do not know. What?
Oh, she's got some great like industry stories. She did strings for like Tiesto and she's done it behind on a lot of the recordings. Britney Spears, like major artists, and
Mhm.
she has some great stories about like studios and stuff like that.
Hmm. I gotta check that out. Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, she is a lot of fun, and like some of the stuff she talks about, like meeting Usher and stuff like that. It's pretty hilarious.
Is that a podcast? Is that a Twitch show? Where can I find it?
No, she's on Twitch now.
Nice.
Yeah, she was doing live shows and stuff like that, but now she's doing Twitch full time, and
Cool.
she's loving it here. So
That is
yeah,
cool. That is
it's
cool.
amazing how I talk to these people, and like they kind of found a second home here and like a new revival for what they were doing. So
Yep. I see that Tim Tam's back from his lurk just in time for his question. Let's go ahead and ask that question. It is, let's see, waffles or pancakes? Ooh, revision. I mean, a reprise of a question. So, Swimmy,
ooh,
what do you think?
that is a tough one. I enjoy both. I feel like they both have a good place. But I think I'm gonna go waffles. I think a good waffle is better than a pancake because you got that crispy outside if it's done right and the fluffy inside, and they have all those little ridges so you can get whatever you want. If you want whatever you want, it's in there. It's not running off. It's stuck there. You get it in every bite.
Excellent arguments. I love it. And Tim Tam says, Swimmy, you just earned a follow.
I know my logic is flawless, right? But like it's almost like it's fried on both sides. Like
Yeah.
like you get that. I don't know. There's just something about a good waffle. Plus, pancakes and ice cream, not that great. Waffles and ice cream, delicious. It's a versatile food. You can have waffles and chicken. You know,
Yeah.
you could make a waffle sandwich.
I have made a waffle sandwich. They're tremendous sandwiches to make with waffles. Yeah, and
Yeah.
Tim Tam closed with a comment that chicken and waffles was like his jam, and that was a great way to end his segment. I was like, boom, drop the mic. That's so good, 100%. So,
Chicken and waffles is a jam.
it's a real jam.
It's not for everybody, but I enjoy it.
Now, poor Jade Tile is crying alone in the pancake corner. Poor Jade.
Like don't get me wrong. I still enjoy a nice big stack of pancakes every now and then. It's
Yeah.
just I think if I have to pick, like if somebody's like you could only have waffles or only have pancakes, I would pick waffles. I'd be sad for not having pancakes, but I think I would pick the waffles. That's all I'm saying.
So everybody in the chat's going over to console Jade Tile. That's funny. While you do that, let's go ahead and go and ask some more questions. Exclamation point question followed by the question itself. They go in a queue, and then I get
Feel free to ask anything.
yeah, absolutely anything you want. Doesn't have to
I
be-
get a lot of random science questions, so
Oh, interesting. Wow.
feel free to ask that. Yeah, something about like when I say scientist, like I get all sorts of crazy yes to anything. Just I'm afraid to say yes, but yes, anything.
Amy thing as well. Anything with Amy involved can be fine. Amy Sedaris. Any other Amy's? I'm trying to think. I don't think Amy Sedaris is an actual person. I made that up. So yeah, go ahead and throw that out.
I was gonna ask who she was, but no.
No, I
don't feel
totally
so
messed
bad.
that up. I don't think I have that right at all. Let's see. John in Georgia. I didn't know who he was. The course ranger asked if we knew who we were talking to. He told us Evil Knievel. We were both shocked and then looked at his golf bag. Red, white, and blue with EP stitched on it. His golf outfit was red, white, and blue as well. By the way, he was a very good golfer. Oh my goodness.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. So he had a bag that like was just like his jumpsuit. That's really just I didn't.
Yeah, that's a,
And the golfer part, yeah, I can't believe that either. Like he was a
yeah.
good...
You know what? I feel like it's almost a Halloween costume. Like like who are you? Oh, I'm Evil Knievel golfing.
Ooh.
It's like one of those costumes that you can see what it is, but you ask anyway just to make sure that you're seeing it correctly.
That's funny.
Evelyn all day.
Oh wow, you didn't waste any time on that one. So yeah, Tintam question: who is your favorite, Justin or Wow? I thought you were gonna struggle with that question. I really
Me?
did. Nope. Zip. Evelyn. Boom. There you go.
I think Justin and I are both too chill. Like you got to have yin and yang.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why they work so well. Is like there's that whole like like they mesh. You get two people who are both chill, and you end up sitting on the couch eating potato chips. You get two people who are both too hyper, and you're crashing through windows and whatnot.
Yeah, that's true. It's just kind of like they both need each other, and I think it's a great call.
Yeah.
And don't.
I'm just. Oh, apparently Amy is a person.
Oh,
Or a
really?
comedian.
Amy Sedaris is a comedian / actor. Okay, cool. Good that I got that.
Yeah. But
Okay.
I think I just enjoy the randomness of Evelyn. You never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, I think in general I would say that is correct.
Although every now and then Justin will throw something in there that you just don't see coming. It's like she saves it up for like the perfect time. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna tell a joke, but then I am gonna tell a joke, and it's gonna like it always catches me just a little bit off guard. Like it takes me 30 seconds to start laughing before I catch it.
Right on. Yeah, I get that. I think that the timing of it, whenever he does do a joke, it is pretty funny. Don't forget, he's the technical brains behind the operation. Like without him, the visual look
Yeah,
and feel
that's true.
is not going to be even close to being as good as it is. And Evelyn cops to that. So it's a tough question for me because it's like there's yin and yang with both. If you're just talking,
Aaron, I missed that, and I am so upset on so many levels.
yeah, you weren't in the mix for that. Oh my goodness, go to the Discord. Holy cow, that was outrageous. Justin put on a coconut bra and grass skirt last night.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't expect it, but then all of a sudden he's got something up his sleeve that's just like, sir.
It was.
I appreciate what you're doing there.
Yeah, he was a trooper going through all that. We could not.
But I think together is what makes that stream and like their performance. So
yeah,
I say Evelyn, but really you can't pick one without the other.
I think the solo shows prove that. Like we've seen, they're both great shows. When you see Justin do a solo show, it's tremendous.
Yeah.
You see sides of him that you don't normally see. Same with Evelyn when she does her solo show, but neither is as good without the other. Does that make any sense? You know?
Yeah. Even when they were doing the like the split stream, it wasn't the same as when they're in the same room.
Good point. Yeah.
It's just it's got a whole different dynamic.
Yeah. I mean, you try to replicate it as best you can, but especially when you're talking about a piano bar show, like you do need to be in the room and really do that accurately. So that is the hell of a question, Tim Tam. It really is. If you ask me to pick one, oh my gosh, I guess if you're just talking about in terms of, I'd probably pick Evelyn just because we know more about her. Because like Justin generally doesn't. He's there to do the songs and do the tech. But he's a very interesting guy too. So it's not like it's really that decisive of an answer. I mean, they're both great.
I think Jade put it the best. It's like, how do you pick inhaling or exhaling? You got to do both. Like one involves the other. You know?
Yeah. No question.
I think that's the best way to answer that question. And
I
feel like a lot of people probably will answer Evelyn just because she's more of like the like the hype person of the group. But really, it's like when you sit back and think about it, like it just, not that I wouldn't enjoy seeing just Evelyn, but it just wouldn't be the same.
Well, it goes without saying.
I would, especially now that I've seen them together. Like I'd miss the Justin element way too much to.
Yeah.
You know.
So how would it grab you to go to a show featuring those two in person at a bar somewhere?
I would love it.
Yeah.
I am already trying to make plans to meet all of these people. I'm really trying to get up to Toronto to see, I think there's like 10 or 12 great streamers from up that way. And I know they've talked about doing some sort of live show all together. So I'd love to do that. I'm actually getting to see Kathleen this Friday. She's doing a live show here on the Jersey Shore.
Beautiful.
So I'm actually going to get to finally see somebody live from Twitch. So I'm really excited about that. But I would love, like, if there was a way for me to see them live at a bar or a venue, cruise ship, wherever the hell they were, I would love to see that. I think it would be just as much fun. I'd miss the chat, but I think it would be just as much fun to see them and feel the energy that they're giving off.
If we're all there, you won't miss the chat. We'll all go. We're gonna join you. And Tim Tam adds, I want to see a J&E live show with a dance floor. Obviously, yes.
That would be a lot of fun.
That's got to happen. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'll bring the disco ball so that we can have the proper amount of sparkles on the floor when it's time for. Tim Tam, here's a question for you, all right, and Aaron as well. If you could pick, like, what is your favorite song for that purpose, for dancing, like for like a showcase style dance? And my thought was the Dirty Dancing song, like I've just had the time of my life, right? But I don't know if that's what you're thinking. Let me know. I'm interested to know. Let us know. It'd be an interesting one. There must be a dance floor. Hell yeah, there must be a dance floor. Oh, you'll control the spotlight, Jade? I love that. Let's do it. We're doing that together. And I'll bring like a giant tub of ice cream sandwiches for everybody. We can all have one.
I love that the 10 or 12 of us that are here, is just decided that we're coming up with a live show for Justin and Evelyn where we're gonna have spotlights and disco balls. It's kind of the fun thing about these communities where you can get together even on other streams and like other places and just talk endlessly about that streamer and music and everything else in life.
Yeah. I'm just glad that we can all verbalize so much of this love for their channel.
I don't think they would object to any of it. As a matter of fact, I think they would just start help planning.
We need to make... And now I see Tim Tam says, I'm pretty sure we can get a group discount on a cruise ship. Aaron says, I don't think they would object to it. Yeah, I guess you just said that. And Jade says, somehow I always imagine Rin Tam doing a salsa dance. Ho. That'd be...
I bet he would be good at it. I have a feeling he would be.
Yeah. Wait, what was the question I was supposed to answer? Oh, the question was, and Aaron doesn't really know. This is a tough question, I admit. But if you could pick a song, like what song seems like what would be the best song for you to go on the dance floor with? Like what would really be your song for the dance floor? If Mrs. Rintam is up for learning, for the salsa dancing, yeah. Salsa is interesting. It starts off, that's a fun one. Well, I don't really have any. I mean, you don't have to necessarily think it. If you don't know, then it's okay. I'm just curious as to whether a particular song would be like that's our song. Like does that happen? Oh, it depends on the type of dancing. Okay, that's a good answer because that's true. Like it really does depend on what kind of dance you want to do. That's true. They don't all apply. Okay, cool. Any more questions, guys? Exclamation point question into the chat. And thank you so much. Shoot, I just forgot who it was. Let me go look it up. EM Table. Thank you so much for following the Sandwich Show. I really appreciate you. We hope we can provide entertainment like this every week at this time.
I mean, I don't know. It depends on if they can live up to me,
Bar is set quite high. That is true. So whoever we get on next week, well,
I like to set the bar as high as I can.
I love it. Well, I mean,
and then thoroughly try to jump over it and crash through it and under it, and that's always the best way. Set your expectations so high that you can never reach it. It works great for mental health.
I love that. Oh, is that Eriquito? Thank you. That's my cousin. My cousin or my nephew? No, my nephew. Yeah, my nephew Eriquito. Love the stream, Davy. Thank you. Definitely entertained. LOL. Glad to do it, my friend. That's super cool. Super cool. And he's a fun guy. Eric is a fun guy. Yeah. He's a fun guy. I bet you he can show you a couple of dances or two as well. So yeah, the folks are asking. Is the Sandwich Show the official name of the show? Absolutely, it is. Yeah, that's how that's how I visualize it. Dubs, Tintam, Dubs is the Sandwich Show. It is 100% the Sandwich Show. The Sandwich Show with all of our friends.
I like that.
Yeah. I do love the Sandwich Show as a name. It's because otherwise I'm just gonna call it the Davy Show. It's like that's kind of self-centered, but the Sandwich Show is more fun. So,
one time I had to sit through a whole training that was like how to teach people, but the topic was how to make a sandwich.
What?
So I sat through a whole thing on how to make a sandwich. So I feel like I am perfectly positioned for this show right now, the Sandwich Show.
I love it. And how do you make how to make a sandwich is going to be a good topic one of these days. So I'll need to go back to you just so I can get some pointers.
It was very informative on teaching. They explain that if you don't teach people how to put things between the bread, then they won't know.
Dude,
if you make a sandwich that's bread, lettuce, bread, meat, it is not a sandwich as it turns out.
Oh, I see what you mean. So order is crucial here. I get it.
Yeah. I have sat through a lot of stupid trainings in my life. I've just realized this.
We've all sat through a lot of stupid trainings in our life. Are you kidding me? Like every year we get stupid trainings out here. So no doubt. I'm glad the sandwich.
Well, these days my trainings usually consist of like OSHA and safety and things like that.
Got it.
As much as I would love to say they're stupid, they generally keep me alive. So, and the people I work with, so they're not as stupid as they once were. Like when I was sitting there learning how to sell sneakers.
Where were you selling sneakers? Foot Locker, I guess.
No, I actually. So I'm an Eagle Scout, and I actually worked for the Boy Scouts of America for a while before they changed and did all their current things.
Word.
But I did mostly like logistics and shipping And one of the things that they did is they had a whole series on like how to sell different things.
You see Tintem's
Uh,
comment? I'll
yeah.
say it. OSHA's training is stupid. There you go.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. Um, but other times it's, it is important when I'm on sites with heavy machinery, chemicals in the ground, and I have guys who want to like lick the contents of drums and things like that.
Mhm.
And it's just like, did you pay attention to the basics of that OSHA training? Like, I don't care if you remember who to call, at your company if something goes wrong. I care about you not doing the things that get you into those situations.
It's super cool.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of things that have almost resulted in like severely bad things, and it makes me wonder.
So good. Oh, so EM Table, by the way, going back to you, Eriquito, would you like to ask a question for us, of either of us, either me or Swimmy over here on the right side of your screen? Right, the exclamation point question in the question itself, or just ask the question straight away, and we'll get to your question pretty much right now because there's nothing else in the queue. So let us know.
Yeah. Tin Tam, if you work in an industry where you have to sit through all those OSHA trainings and everything, I feel for you.
I didn't think you would have to do that, Tin Tam, but I guess so. I mean, I'm still learning about what you guys all do at work, so. But I know we all deal with bogus training, so it's all good. No, I dong. You dong? I think he meant don't, or what?
No. He's you didn't know he actually teaches karate?
No, I don't. Okay. You're Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. But I mean, some of it does border on ridiculous.
Yeah.
I once had a site where by the time we'd get to the site, we'd have to do safety meetings. We'd have to go through Homeland Security checkpoints. By the time we got checked in and did the safety stuff, it would be, we'd get there at 6 in the morning. It'd be 10, 11 o'clock in the afternoon, like in the morning into the afternoon. And we'd have to shut down at 2 to do all the end safety stuff. So we would have to like bill 8 hours to the clients stuff. And we did 2 hours of actual work. They'd be like, what do you mean you only dug one hole today? I'd be like, we couldn't even start till 11:30. What do you mean? Why did we dig only one hole today?
Yikes.
It's like, and then we had to end at 2, so we didn't go into overtime. like, we did save you money today, unfortunately.
Dude, that's rough. Let me get to your topic. That's a little. Where's this crown proud? Where's this crow proudly? These.
Oh, yeah. The Navy is.
Yeah, I was in the Navy, so yeah.
I understand. There's a big Navy base here, Lakehurst.
Oh yeah.
My grandfather was in the Navy, so I totally understand where you're coming from. My favorite line is "Hurry up to wait."
Oh, that's good. Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. You'd be there 6 hours in advance, and it would happen actually at that time. But they would be rushing you to do things whenever I was on the base. It'd be like, yeah, you got to get over here, and then you just sit, just wait, and then be like, oh, okay, now it's time to go.
Well, yeah, that can. Well, they tell you it's one time, and you sit around, and it's like a different time. That's not fun at all. Nope. All right, so the chat's still going crazy over Tin Tam's crown for best typo of the night.
I mean, who doesn't enjoy good crown?
Oh, that's a long question.
Who doesn't? Yeah. Well, I'm in Jersey, so I guess when I say crown, it could be like the instrument you write with that's colorful, or it could be what you put on your head.
Could also be a liquor.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Crown Royal. Good times. Yeah, exactly. Tin Tam's on it. Crown Royal, 100%. That's what I'm thinking. I love good old Crown and Coke. Good times. Because that could also be different.
I don't know if I've ever had Crown Royal.
Oh, really? That's just the kind of rum.
Yeah,
Like it's
missing out over here.
yeah. It's pretty good. I like it.
I used to drink the rum called Admiral Nelson,
Admiral.
which is like a knockoff of Captain Morgan. It comes in a plastic bottle. It's like 120 proof.
Ugh. That does not sound like fun. Was it as bad as I think it is?
I have homework to do tomorrow. What kind of homework do you want me to do?
Swimmy, you have homework to do tomorrow, says Tim Tam. Go get some
Get
Crown
some
Royal.
I knew that's what it was going to be, but I figured I'd ask anyway.
That's right, buddy. Get out to the store, get some Crown. Whoa, oh no. That's
Yeah, I might. I don't have anything here. I'm not a big drinker, but I usually keep a little bit of something.
Oh no. I don't think the chat caught that, but yeah, you should though. Seriously, in all seriousness, Crown is awesome. Like, definitely worth it. like and let us know.
They will catch on to that. Don't worry. Because I just saw it happen on your stream. They're gonna.
Oh, there you go. Did we break the Davy? Oh, believe me, Davy. I caught that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I didn't catch that on our stream, but in the Discord call. But I looked over and I saw it. I was like, oh, they're gonna have a field day with that.
Oh, funny. Let's see. So, what's your favorite cocktail? Out of curiosity.
Ooh, I think the Long Island iced tea.
It's a good call. Yeah.
I was all about those back in the day. The problem is they're like pure alcohol, and you can't do too many of those. Or, well, you can, but you better be prepared for a really good night.
Yeah. Me, I'm gonna go with
not an innuendo.
yeah, not an innuendo gets past me, huh? No, I agree. Yeah. I hear you on that.
Yeah.
I trust. No, you're right. That one totally. That's true actually. Yeah, I've been through some past chats. That's very true. Yeah. So it's been the 7-7 for a long time, but it's kind of like starting to run into a tie with like the margarita, and I mean a good one, like with like Casamigos and something like that. That kind of margarita or Cadillac margarita, one of those. And then
those are so delicious.
they're great, right? Especially for this time of year. It's so good. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Nice relaxing cocktail.
I could see that. That's a good California cocktail.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
something like I could see that. I say that, but I've never actually been to California.
Oh no, you haven't been?
No. I've gotten close, but I've never actually been to California.
Well, I will tell you. I will. If you're out here, hit me up, and I'll show you all the best sandwiches in town. Oh yeah, including my favorite one.
I love sandwiches, so I'm all over that.
And more than that, we'll show you like some of the classics, like In-N-Out Burger, and Tommy's Burger, and let's see, and Lowry's the prime rib. Do you like prime rib at all?
I do. I love prime rib.
Oh.
Now you're speaking my language.
Oh man, that is the place. Oh man, you're gonna love it. It's gonna be so good.
Oh yeah, that sounds amazing already. I'm hungry now. I only had a couple of hot dogs with chili sauce for dinner. So. I unfortunately, like, I go back and forth between like making these fantastic dinners and bachelor meals. And tonight was a bachelor's meal, and I always feel a little bit lonely when I'm sitting here watching Twitch by myself eating chili dogs.
Oh.
And it wasn't even like homemade chili or anything like that. It was like out of the can, like chili sauce.
Hormel, I guess. Well, let's see.
Oh, an old fashioned. Those.
Yeah, I was
are
gonna say, hey
too.
chat, what's my favorite cocktail?
Mojito. Ooh.
Ah.
Strawberry coconut. Now doesn't that sound amazing?
That's refreshing, yeah. Aaron, those are some really refreshing choices. Really refreshing. I like mojitos, but more specifically, strawberry coconut. That's like all the great flavors coming together into one drink. It's super good. So,
Yeah.
I will see if it's out there. I mean, I can't have that by myself,
I've
but I will have.
I've
that
also been recently. I got a bottle of red wine. I did not enjoy, but somebody suggested making it into cocktails, and I've been having it's like red wine, lemon, and like blackberry or whatever berry you want to use, and that is delicious too.
Oh man, Aaron, you're bringing some great some great ideas to us here. So
Yeah. So that mojito sounded like in the same vibe as that with the lemon, or I put lime because I actually like
yeah,
lime, but then lemon.
yeah, that's true. I mean, I've had a mojito from time to time, and it is certainly befitting of the moment. Like, it's much more fun to drink that in warm weather than cold. I mean, that's a clear comment, but
Yeah.
but it just goes together great when it's really hot and it's humid and you're out and you're with buddies and with friends and a whole lot of people and that just makes it for me. So
I don't know for you guys, but for me, like I go to like the beach bars and get like a mojito or a margarita, and it's in the heat of summer, and it's just refreshing. You're on the beach, and it all goes together. It seems.
yeah, for sure. Let's see. So now that the new question's in, so when is the Aaron episode?
Oh God, I hope it's.
I
next
want
week.
this to happen.
I will be all over that.
Aaron, you're saying never? Oh man, we would love to have you on the show. Even if it means like you and Tim Tam together, I mean, I could do that, So or whatever. If you would consider changing your mind on that, that would be a really fun show. I think we would get a really good time.
Yeah. And by that I mean definitely change your mind. I'll take audio only.
I think that's fine. That's fine. I'm just teasing. So, too much anxiety to be on. I understand. I won't. Exactly. I too would take. Even if you wanted to do just audio.
I definitely.
Either way.
I definitely understand that because there are times I get anxious, and I've done a lot of public speaking and stuff. For some reason, this doesn't bother me too much, but like when I'm the only one like on my stream. Like there are times when I'm just like, I don't know what to do right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I get that, and I think people sometimes can like they're like just do it, but like it's not always that simple.
Mm-hmm.
Even like getting in front of a room like of a small group of your peers and like giving a presentation can be. I used to hate that for the longest time, but I just did it enough that now I'm just comfortable with it.
And I'll tell you what, I think even I genuinely, this is a genuine point I'm gonna make here. I was actually pretty nervous about coming on tonight, believe it or not, because I just was, I loved. Oops, wrong slide scene again. But I do that sometimes. But because I was like, oh, is this gonna work? Is Swimmy gonna make it? Are we gonna be able to get on the air?
Yeah, well, my audio issues didn't help.
No, it's okay. I mean, that's actually kind of a common thing. Like when I've been doing the podcast like that, we tend to sometimes have to work out issues with that. So that's no big deal there. That was all right.
Yeah, I felt bad because the first bit of this, I don't think we got to discuss this, was I was trying to figure out why my audio wasn't working, and I just simply left it on push to talk.
Word.
Like,
oh, is that
like
that was it?
The simplest mistake I could have made.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad it was.
But then I did do it, and I couldn't hear you for the longest time, and that was I'm glad you knew how to fix it because I've never had that happen before. Turns out in Discord you can just toggle on and off, and it'll make your audio come in. If anybody ever has that problem, it's that simple.
Yeah.
Davy is the man. He's the tech guy.
Thanks. Thank you. Yeah, it's what I do. I've worked with technology for a long time, so
yeah. So are you actually in IT, or do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do system.
So you.
Oh, go ahead.
Are you the guy I call like when my office computer isn't working, or like are you more of like network?
I wish I was network. I would make more money if I was network. That would be really great. I'm trying to learn how to do network, but it's pretty hairy. But that's kind of where I want to go next. Because I love networking, but right now I'm the support guy. I'm just client support. So it's been literally what you just said. Like, just if your computer is broken, your email doesn't work, you can't print, I'm the guy. So
Yeah. Can I tell you that when I worked with the Boy Scouts, they would get in people who like fresh out of the IT schools, and I would call up, and sometimes they would literally, I'm not even lying. One guy said, "Did you try turning it off and turning it back on?" And I was like, you know, that's the first thing I did, A, and B, this is like a badly written TV show right now. Like what? Like you can't be serious. That is your advice?
well, we have to do that because some people don't. So we have to consider that. I know that gets annoying. And believe me,
Yeah.
I do it. I deal with it too because sometimes I need support on something and they give me the same shtick. I'm like, dude, I work in this shit. Like, I know this already. I already tried
it was
that.
just it was just one of those things. Like I called up, and he was new, and like uh, normally the normal person I called knew that we'd usually go, so you tried this, this, and this. Like they went down the checklist because they knew we had tried it. But I guess he was new, and it was just like he just kept repeating that. I was like, no, I already tried that.
Yeah.
Like I, but then again, I kid you not. I was having this conversation in 2008. We were running dial-up modems
Hmm.
and dot matrix printers, and
That's crazy.
the server software was from 1987.
Oh my gosh. This is a
So like, yeah, like
Oh my
the
God.
IT, I felt bad for the IT people. Like I got to know them on a first name basis because up here in New Jersey, everything had changed over. Like nothing worked with each other. The dial-up modem, the phone lines were like not, terrible. They were corroding, and it would be fun though because I would have adults who were like in their 30s and 40s who had never had dial-up,
Hmm.
so the modem would just throw them off. They wouldn't understand how it would work. They thought it was like wizardry. So it was always fun. And we also had do you remember the credit card machines that were like
Yeah, like you
the
had the
little
slider
desk
thing.
ones that you would like slide across and
Yeah,
like
yeah. Do you remember
we had those
Oh
in
my
like
God.
2008.
That's the security issue waiting to happen. Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah.
Identity theft
So
right
when
in
the credit card system
Yeah.
would go down, they would have us do that.
Oh man. What
It's
I don't know
like
what the hell that
you
was.
can't make that stuff up.
You really can't. Like that is just that oh, and the dial-up anecdotes are awesome. Like Aaron has a good one.
Yeah, yeah, Aaron, we had the same. I remember the same thing. We'd be like, "Yeah, no, I'm waiting for an important phone call. Get off the internet."
Aaron, I feel that completely. I've been in trouble too with my parents. Same deal. Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, yeah. Or and my other favorite thing is you'd be like, "Oh, I need to download this photo or like directions somewhere." Back then, and you'd just be sitting there and you'd watch it appear on the screen like line by line,
Hmm.
and it still blows my mind sometimes, like when I see like a 2 or 3 year old like pick up the phone and like instantly get a picture or start watching video and knows how to use it. I'm like, yeah, I I remember when it was a big deal that when I started first grade, we were gonna have technology class with computers, like for like we were gonna be the first one that had it every year of our schooling,
Oh,
and
that's
it's just
wild.
like, yeah, it's so strange to see now, like
Little
where
kids
it's where
outpacing
it's
us.
gone.
Yeah, it really has gone to great places. And Tin Tam Gaming says kids these days will never know. That's so
But you know
true.
what though? Some of it though, thank God they'll never know.
Ah, yeah,
Other bits of it is kind of sad though. Like
yeah,
you know,
true.
like the Mevis Bacon typing.
Yeah. Aaron
Where in the
said,
world is Carmen San Diego? Like
"That's right,
they're
Oregon
just never
Trail."
gonna know these joys.
Ah, yeah, good times. Aaron
Yeah, this
says,
is what we did in technology.
"That's true. We did. I mean, the typing. I did like the typing classes because I felt like I was good at typing, and I would go.
And we learned how to use Publisher.
Oh, Publisher, nice. Microsoft Publisher. Let's see.
That comes in handy in my everyday life now.
Well, yeah. Well, I remember they used to have Microsoft Works. Like that.
How to make my own calendars. You know,
Yeah.
because I don't have Google calendars.
Right. That. Yeah, you're right. That is pretty useless now. Calendar programs. Let's see. Yeah, and we had typing class in third grade, says Aaron. Yeah, typing class is. It's slowly. I don't think I'm kind of bragging a bit. I wasn't that good in third grade. I was okay, but I would slowly get better.
Oh, the youth got mail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got mail, AOL. Those were the days.
Oh, where was it? I don't think it was in Justin and Evelyn's chat, but in one of the chats the other day, we were talking about AIM, and I had AIM active until like 2010. Like I still had people I had friends and like would talk to till 2010.
Hmm.
And I stopped using it because they stopped because everybody else
They
had
cut it
stopped
off.
using it. Like I was the last one. So it prompted me to look up how long AIM lasted, and it lasted a full 20 years. They didn't take it offline till December of 2017.
Wow,
There were still people using AIM in December of 2017.
that's insane.
Right? Like you would have thought it was gone long
Oh
before
yeah,
that, but
yeah,
and I thought I was weird for having it in 2010, but
yeah.
man,
You're right.
I wish I had kept it. I don't even remember what
Just to
my
see.
my screen name was, but you know,
I do
the
remember one time. I don't even know how it happened, but remember just going to AOL and I just randomly just went to my thing and it showed like
WoW and
all my.
Bam is right.
WoW is
Oh,
definitely.
sorry.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. Oh, I was just gonna say. And then it like these were like it was like my old profile from high school and like all the people I remember from high school were on there. Like whoa, it's like it was like a real time capsule. I-
Oh yeah, that's cool.
yeah.
I still have my second generation iPod, but I don't have the cord to like charge it and turn it on. And I keep telling myself I'm gonna like find one online or something and open it to see like what's on there. Like I'm sure it's like 2005, 2006. Like it's just gonna be all this pop punk stuff.
Yeah.
I did find all the CDs, which was neat.
Dude, that's cool. It's like now is it still working right now? Like can you still go to it? Like now? Like, can you have you seen it recently? Like can you copy
The,
them over? Like have you done
the iPod, no, but I did go back into the iTunes and it
okay.
is all still there in the iTunes. And I took all the CDs and re-downloaded them into iTunes here. We had an external CD drive sitting at the office, so I borrowed it and
Okay.
used it to burn everything and put it all in. So
That's cool.
if you guys want like the starting line CDs, I got them somewhere.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Anime music from my
Anime
weed
music for my
days. I
weed
love it.
days. Nice.
I love it. Some of those are really good, to be fair, though. Um,
Let's see.
I do enjoy some anime, so I'm not gonna say too much there.
Let's see. I wasn't allowed to have a MySpaces there, and my mom said it was dangerous. Might have been.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
wasn't
fair.
allowed to have MySpace either.
Yeah.
I did have Facebook when you had to have a college email
Yeah. How
to
long?
get
Boy,
on
wasn't the worth those halcyon days? That's what I remember too. Like when I joined Facebook, it had to be for college. You had to be part of a college. So.
Yeah, yeah, and I just remember you could like create groups and stuff back then, and I created the my teacher is so dry he's toast man page. And
What?
it was about one of the teachers at our college, and it got like I had like 1,000 followers in that group, all complaining about the same professor,
Oh wow.
which was awesome. Like I feel like that wouldn't happen today, but yeah, Toast Man from Rocco's Modern Life. Remember that show?
I do remember that
That was
show.
like the profile picture,
That's funny.
and
Yeah. That looked like
I was just me and my one friend thought it was the funniest joke, and we came up with it and ran with it.
1,000 followers though. That's great, especially back then. Super cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see. I have a question for all of you guys since you brought up Marco's Modern Life. Name your favorite Nicktoon all time. I'm giving that to the chat.
Oof. I think I'd still have to go with Rocco, but like Rugrats is in there. Rugrats was great.
Iconic. That was a good show. It's a really
Oh,
good
you
one.
know what else? I'm pretty sure this was on Nickelodeon. What Kablam? I used to love that show when I was
I
little.
think that was Nickelodeon. Yeah. Good question. I don't know. I
Yeah,
think so.
yeah. That show cracked me up with all its little sketches. I think those are probably the top ones that I can remember from Nickelodeon.
Mhm.
I think like my brother's 5 years younger than me, so I think like him and his friends would probably be like more like the SpongeBob like type
I'm gonna side with you and go to
show.
Rocco's Modern Life as well. Although I could even go back to Ren and Stimpy if you want to really, really go back. But I think
Yeah,
Rock, yeah, but they're both really funny. It's great shows.
it's amazing how like those shows would not fly. I don't think they would fly as well today. Like
No,
Rocko's Modern
Ren and
Life,
Stimpy would be wow.
like
No
they
way.
ate at the Choky Chicken.
Yeah,
Talk about innuendos, Tin
yeah,
Tam. Like that had some in it.
yeah, no doubt.
He was working at a sex shop in one of them.
Let's see. Aaron says cat dog. Tim Tam
Uh,
says cat
you
dog.
know, you know what my favorite part about Cat Dog is the rawhide, redo for the main theme. With it even has like the whip and everything in it.
Oh yeah, cat dog, dick dog. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, yeah, he did it in the one episode, Aaron. Yeah, it was pretty funny. He's just like, oh baby, oh baby, oh baby.
It didn't seem like a kid's show, did it? Like when you watch it, that's like
No, no, Ren and Stimpy really wasn't either when you look back at
no,
it.
no.
And I think it was on Cartoon Network, but Cow and Chicken was also one that was like really had some really weird
Yeah.
stuff in it, like sex stuff in it. Like, what?
Ren and Stimpy would be canceled. The guy who created it is about the bit out there. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I
Yeah.
think he left after like a year and a half. I think.
But I mean, you say that, but they had like regular show and stuff like that that would kind of like in that same vein. So
Yeah.
maybe it would just be a little different.
Yeah. It's
Ooh, Courage the Cowardly Dog. I remember that one.
yeah. Jay
I used
Tao.
to love that one.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Rent and Stimpy would be a bizarre show. Definitely. 8,000, 500, 500, 600. I don't know. But
Yeah.
let's see. Neither of my parents let. Well, no, I think that
So
is understandable. I don't think my parents necessarily let me watch that show either, to be honest. But I think I just watched it anyway. That's kind of how I remember it.
you know, there was a lot of shows growing up that I wasn't allowed to watch. For the longest time, I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons because my mom thought it was like going to teach me bad habits. And
Oh, The Simpsons, you
South
said?
Park, when that first came out, like
Ooh, yeah, I
I,
can see that.
I was not allowed to be anywhere near that.
Tin Tam goes with Powerpuff Girls. That's Cartoon Network, but
Yeah.
it's a fun
Oh,
show.
you're talking about Sarah Bellum.
Wait,
See
who
what they
was?
did there? Yeah, Tin Tam said Powerpuff Girls. Do you know the mayor and the secretary? Where and then he says can't remember her name. We're totally doing it. They were, but her name
Oh,
was Sarah Bellum,
right,
like the part of the brain.
right. Got it.
Yeah,
Um, Aaron,
yeah, yeah.
Hey
Hey
Arnold
Arnold
is
does have some dark episodes. I do recall that.
I think I do remember that. Yeah. Hey Arnold, is that because wasn't there like a death in one of them? Yeah.
Yeah. So when they did that show, they wanted it to be like very biographical and like very like relatable. They even used kids to voice all the characters and everything. And they tried to do some serious topics too, like that would actually affect kids.
Yeah.
I watched the thing on some of the old Nicktoons one time. I thought that was really interesting.
Yep. Yeah, Hey Arnold was fun too. I forgot about that. It was a good show.
Saturday morning
Yeah,
cartoons.
John and
I
Harold.
watched some Saturday morning cartoons. For a while, I remember Pokemon was a
Yeah.
Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah. And J Tal, oh my FG. Powerpuff Girls. I remember growing up watching an anime version of the Powerpuff Girls as teenagers, which is kind of like the thing coming full circle because isn't it kind of like a motif of anime too, like the Powerpuff Girls in general?
Think so,
Hmm.
kind of.
Fascinating. I don't know, but
I just remember I really liked the theme song.
oh yeah, yeah.
I did enjoy some of the show, but I really enjoyed the theme song.
It's an exciting theme, yeah.
Um,
Yeah, Pokemon is a big one. Like that's a big one. That was a big show. I remember that one.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But when it first came on, it was like an after school, like 3, 4 o'clock here is like when it came on.
hmm
And I remember watching it like Monday through Friday and like the Poke Raps and all that. And then they moved it to Saturday. Like the new ones would only come in on Saturday morning. And I was
Yeah.
so disappointed because it's like I don't want to wait a whole week.
They only showed them once a week. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mojo. Wait, what? Mojo
Mojo
Jojo.
Jojo.
Okay. Mojo Jojo.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Is Tin Tams.
Mojo Ho Ho.
It's funny. Aaron says, I used to be able to rap the poker rap. It's pretty cool.
I think they are. I think they are revisiting the Powerpuff Girls in various forms. I know there was like a remake of the show and some other things.
Mm-hmm. A Powerpuff Girls movie. I wonder, maybe that would get some traction because I think people are getting into retro cartoons too, right? It's like kind of fits in.
Yeah, well, we're all in our 30s now, so
Yeah.
who most of us who remember that era fondly, or
Yeah.
and they have kids now and they have disposable income.
Right. It's fair. Fair comments. Pretty good. Aaron says the remake made me sad. Of the poker app? I didn't know there was.
No, I think of the Powerpuff Girls. I think it was like a
see.
super 3D computer animated version.
Oh, I see. Yeah. They've been doing that with some cartoons. Yeah. I know that there's isn't there like a 3D DuckTales now too? Or am I thinking of something else?
No, I think there is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
22. You're not that far out of the range there, Aaron. Don't get too excited.
Laughs into.
Although, I have to say, being in my mid-30s now, when I do see people who are like 22 and 23 talk about certain things, it's just like, yep, I remember that feeling. Just wait.
Okay, so the new DuckTales show is actually good? Okay. Yeah, I think I heard good things. That's interesting. I'll check that out.
The DuckTales game is fantastic.
Oh, nice. Wait, which one? Like the new one?
The one for NES.
Oh, the original one. Yeah. That was a great game. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a fun game. So
there you go. Now you shouldn't feel as old anymore.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate you. So thanks for your comments, everybody. Let me see. Any more questions before we go? Let's see. Go ahead and we have one last chance before we close up the queue. I can hear the door creaking. Any more questions? Anybody?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, favorite movie. Okay, Swimmy, I'll go to you first.
I don't know if I have a favorite movie per se. There are a couple that are really high up there. On the Disney side, I really love Finding Nemo. That is like one of my favorite Disney's. Pocahontas, Mulan. I really enjoy those. But I think my favorite movie of all time is actually Office Space. That movie cracks me up every time I watch it.
That's an absolute classic. It's a great call. That's a fun and it's a really quotable movie. So many iconic quotes and scenes from that movie.
Yeah. I think one of my favorites though is just the scene where they're beating the heck out of the office equipment.
Yeah, definitely. The computer and
I think it's like the printer or the scanner or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and we've all been there.
Oh yeah.
Like you just want to take it outside and just beat it until make it go away.
Well, I have wanted to do that sometimes with computer stuff. Get annoying. And I totally get it. We're getting some good answers to this question.
Castle in the Sky. Yeah, that's a really good one.
Jade Tile with a good choice. Laputa Castle in the Sky. Still have the
Scott
VCR
Pilgrim.
tape. Good times. Let's see.
I think the book is better.
Tim Tam says The Princess Bride.
Ooh,
Solid
yeah,
choice.
that is really good.
Yeah.
You know what movie I also really, really like, and I liked when I was a kid, and I still don't know why, but The Neverending Story.
Ah.
That is like one of my favorite movies, and I don't know why. Like, it hasn't particularly aged well when I watch it now, but I still really, really like that movie.
Yeah.
But there's something timeless about Princess Bride.
A movie that I haven't seen yet, unbelievably.
Wait, you've never seen Princess Bride?
I've never seen even a couple minutes of it. Can you believe that? I know of this movie so well, and yet I've never seen it. It's just
Check.
That's insane, isn't it? Like that. I think. Did I break you?
Oh
my god! I think I broke everybody else today.
How have you never seen that movie? Like everybody has seen at least part of that movie.
I know. I am.
Wow.
Ban Davy.
Okay.
No, I deserve that. I deserve that. That's rough.
I mean, have you at least seen like the Goonies and like some of the other classics from that era?
I've seen the Goonies, absolutely. I love that movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
It's just I don't know why that one I keep missing that one. Like I've seen so
Like
many of them.
E.T. Like
I've seen the Karate Kid. I've seen Back to the Future isn't a kid movie, but I've seen that and I love it. Pee-wee's Big Adventure, all the movies from about that same era, and yet that one I just never seem to get around to it. It's weird. I don't understand it either.
Yeah. You know what? I can see how you could miss it though, because it kind of became like a cult classic. Like it wasn't really popular till I think like after.
Mm-hmm.
It was like kind of popular when it came out and like a couple of years after, but I think it wasn't until they started like replaying it on TV and everything that it really became like a kind of like that cult classic.
Tim Tam says now I have
everything about that. Everything about that movie is like cheesy, but it works. Type deal.
Okay.
And there are a couple of lines in there that are just hilarious.
Yeah, don't make sure Evelyn doesn't find out about that because she's going to absolutely destroy me. Like, she will never tolerate that comment.
Yeah. You have to watch the Princess Breeze.
We need to
Bryce.
Princess Breeze. No, I'm on that. Is it on Disney Plus, guys? Is it on Disney Plus?
Is that a Disney vehicle these days?
It's because they bought Fox, so the 20th Century Fox. So like any kids movie there.
Yeah.
It is okay. Great. Thanks, guys. That'll make it easier to do.
I don't even know what is Disney anymore. I just assume that everything I watch is Disney somehow.
Oh wait, Jade Tile is on the team here. Sneaks into the haven't seen Princess Bride corner quietly with her pancakes.
Jade, you're missing out. It really is one of those
Jade.
like one at a time.
You need to make this happen.
Mel Brooks style movies that you gotta watch.
Yeah, and I love Mel Brooks. I've seen so many of his movies, and yet, I mean, I don't know if that's a Mel Brooks movie specifically, but I need to see the movie either way.
Aaron, that's exactly how I feel. Everything is Disney unless it's specifically stated that it's not.
It really has come to that, Darren. Yeah, definitely. See, it's funny, Jade, you've seen the clips. I haven't even seen the clips. I don't even know, like, if you could show me a clip, and then I wouldn't even know it's from that movie. That's how ridiculous this is for me. I'm really out of it. So, Swimmy, no more rhymes now. I mean it. That's funny. What else did I... Oh, and by the way, Aaron liked Scott Pilgrim versus the World, which is a very good movie. I like that movie. It's a good choice. Yeah, I didn't give you my choice. I'm like the only guy that's actually going to say Star Wars. Holy cow. How about that? But...
Well, like which Star Wars, though?
No, see, that's the thing. I can't really use
like all of them? All of them, or like a series, or like a set of three?
I would say the original trilogy.
Star Wars in general.
I would say the original trilogy then, to be completely accurate. Yeah.
Okay. We can still be friends.
Yeah. Right. I mean, that's where it all started, and that's why everything else exists, because this original trilogy really was iconic. So, and it's tough to say, well, just Star Wars. No, it's not just Star Wars, because you can't just watch the first one and then not watch the other ones. Like, you have to watch the other ones. So. That's the way
this is true.
Yeah.
I have to say, I like the original trilogy. The first three are, 7, 8, 9. I could take it or leave, but I did really enjoy Rogue One.
Yeah.
I thought Rogue One was really good. Mm-hmm. Of the newer stuff, that's where I'm at.
I thought Solo was not as bad.
Alice in Wonderland, that's also great.
Oh yeah, any iteration of Alice in Wonderland, that's cool. Jake Tile dances out of the corner. I'm free. It's a great question. And this is like a great question to ask future guests. Like, what is your favorite movie? And actually another one was actually Back to the Future. The Back to the Future trilogy is really, really good. I really like those. Those are really fun. So those are great movies.
Yeah.
Really funny.
They got a little off the rails as they went on, though. Like, the first one is I could watch that movie over and over, mm-hmm. and then the second one, it's like every now and then I could see it, and then the third one, it's like, yeah, okay, this is a movie. It's not bad, but it's just it's not something that you like. You're like, I gotta watch this again.
That's a reasonable point, because I just don't think the level of like writing and quality and continuity really hold up in the other two compared to number one. Yeah, so that's
no, they don't.
Yeah, That's a good point. Um, let's see. Anything else? Any other nominations for movies? Did I miss one? Into the Spider-Verse. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, good one.
Tim Burton stop motions are always good. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That. What is the one that looks like Johnny? Like it kind of looks like. Well, so The Nightmare Before Christmas is a clear one. That's a great one. But I'm thinking like, what came after that was like similar, sort of like. It involved a Halloween theme, and I totally forgot the name. But I love all of those. He does a great job with those.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Corpse Bride. Thank you, Aaron. That's the one. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. Corpse Bride is fun.
That's a fun one. It's a good one.
Yeah. I love the robot chicken version of the Corpse Bride.
Yeah. Man, we have this has been a lot of fun doing this with all of you guys, all of you on chat, all of you on the and yourself, Swimmy. Super cool.
Oh yeah, thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
You got it. Any final thoughts before we go tonight?
I don't think I have anything.
Okay.
Just thank you all for being here. Thank you for any support you show me or Davy or anybody else in the community. It's from me, it's super appreciated. And I really like hanging out with you guys. So I look forward to being in chats with you some more and hopefully seeing you on my channel or Davy's channel or Justin Evelyn's, wherever it is.
That's very well said, Swimmy. And I will show you one more time on the chat if you look on the right-hand side of your screen. We have the shout-outs to your channel, Tin Tam's channel, and Justin Evelyn's channel. You guys have been great. Swimmy, have a great rest of your week. Enjoy your streams. I hope to join your stream at some point, not too far from now. So, keep in touch, yeah?
Yeah. I'd probably be going live tomorrow, playing some community games with the Squadron. And if you want to stop by, feel free. And as always, all of the donations I get during that time go back to the Squadron, and we go raid a streamer. And if you haven't seen a squad raid with Jim, we typically donate anywhere between 50 and 150 gift subs and about 15,000 in bits. So it's a really fun stream for these music streamers, and I think it really boosts them, to keep going. So
super cool. Yeah,
mostly PC just because it's easier.
Okay, that was Tin Tam's question. Very cool. Well, thanks again, man. I appreciate you, guys. Thank you guys in the chat as well. I will see you soon, Swimmy. Thanks again. I'll catch you not too long from now.
Oh yeah, no, thank you. You're the best. I don't care what anybody says. Best sandwich in the world.
Thank you so much. That's TurboSwim, everybody. What a show tonight. So everybody stand by. We're gonna do our raid call in just a moment. This has been a really comprehensive show, so I am going to show you the raid call, or maybe it's just this. There we go. There you are. So copy the raid call, please. I don't know where the hell we're going. I guess we'll improvise that. Let's see. Swimmy, are you still with us? Like, where can we go? You got any ideas?
As far as music streamer? Really? Or are you just looking for any streamer in general?
Let me just see. Well, let me see who's on. Yeah, I can do music streamers too.
Because I got Nisha Bun, who's doing she's doing Life is Strange.
Okay.
She's playing through that. And she's also a mod over in some of the music channels.
Okay.
We got Photo Luke Hawaii is on doing his traveling outdoors.
Okay.
We then I see there's some different music streamers on. We got I think SJ might be doing one of her gigs live, or I don't know if she's actually just on. Sam Cameron music's on.
I hear crossover Chris. Is that one of the ones you're recommending? Okay. Who's the one that's like close to you? Is she up right now?
What was that?
The one that was like close to you geographically. Like, is she on live right now? Let me think.
I don't see if she is or not.
Okay, that's fine. All right. What would be the?
Sometimes Twitch doesn't play well with that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay, okay. Um, Let me think. Here's who I have. I have Music is Code. I have Dylan Cottle, Elisa Carlson, and TK, who's playing Little Nightmares, and then the Roxy Gun Project. I don't remember following them. I'll go with one of your choices. What makes a good? What would run those up by me again?
It's got Nisha Bun who's playing Life is
Okay.
Strange. Photo Luke is doing his travel and outdoor photos and videos. I got Christ Music, who's a musical duo. Sarah Cameron, who does a lot of like pop rock, punk rock
Okay.
style. And then I'm trying to think. It looks like everybody else I got is huge streamers at the moment.
Okay. That let me do. I'll do Photo Luke just because. Wait, that doesn't look right. Never mind. What was the first one? I'll just do that one.
Neeshabun, Neeshabun.
Wait, one more time. ENN.
Yeah. I'll throw it in chat.
Oh yeah, if you could, thanks. Um, Sorry, folks. Oh, there you go. Thank you. All right, Nishabun. Thanks. I need to follow
Yeah,
this person.
yeah. All my gamers are offline.
Oh well, maybe next time. Oh, there you go. Life is Strange. I'm gonna go with it. Okay, guys. So we're heading out into Nishabun. Thanks again, everybody. Really a lot of fun. Good night, everyone. To copy the raid call, we're gonna go head on down to Nishabun now, and we will see you next time. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much too. That's with me.
Oh yeah, not a problem. Thank you.
You
Have a
got
good
it.
night.
You do. All right, so to Nishabun we go. Guys, it's been fun. If you want to keep following our endeavors, you can look for us on Twitter. You can look for me on Instagram. Davy is eating a sandwich. I'm there too. And we'll see you next time. Take care.
Oh, it's not gonna raid? Great.